about that.
Ready when you are, Kelvin.
Went to the bathroom real quick.
You good?
No, I need to grab something too real quick.
That's just funny. That's funny as hell.
Top of the top. We're gonna get it going in here in a little minute. C said, man, yep, I got something to do real quick. Man. We're gonna check in. We'll do that. We'll check in with the Pox.
Yikes.
Hey, y'all retweet, y'all share it. Y'all let everybody know that we about to kick it, man. Douglas, what it do, man? Yeah, we working early, man. Sunday we go early. We try to knock it out, get on to our day. But we about to vibe out a little bit. We got a big guest coming on to kick it. A fan favorite of Florida State, it seems. A lot of good feedback. But something like that's in the morning, ain't he? Hey, y'all retweet, share, and let everybody know, man. Subscribe also to our YouTube. Leave us reviews, all of that. Let me go.
No, they leave me no choice, man. You're talking reckless, man.
All right, well, my bad. Y'all ready?
Give me 1 second to get this link out. Chris Carter pulling up every time.
Hell yeah. Oh, we already live?
Yeah. TJ sent me that edit later in the biz last night. Wow, out of it, boy. Y'all
Yeah, I figured. I was like, man, it's 11 o'clock. Let this TJ tweet it out and get it going in the morning.
He sent me the Sanford 3 edit as well. I'm gonna get that out in a little bit.
How that shit look? Throw it in the chat real quick.
He did it like the blue ones, man. They trying to keep everything uniform, so they told me to lay my hands off of doing my own edits and shit, bro. But I be trying to get that shit out right away.
Right. It's a timing thing, man.
Yeah, man. I need all that momentum.
Yeah, we got some shit cooking. We got some guests, bro.
We got some guests lined the fuck up.
When we doing the 3 on the 19th?
The what?
The 3.
Bro, it's this Saturday, the 30th.
Yeah, the 30th.
I tweeted the link.
Oh, I was thinking that shit was next month. Okay. I mean, I'll be there. It ain't no problem. Because either way had worked out when I looked at the dates.
Yeah.
The 30th, I think, next month on Friday. So I was like, okay, cool.
Either way. No, bro.
No, because I gotta do some scouting for a place to live and shit. So I figured I'd go ahead and do it all at the same time.
2 birds, 1 stone, dog. Y'all ready to kick it? I can't smoke this show, bro. It's gonna be one of them rare occasions. Or I can't talk and talk that shit, but here we go. It's the roll up. It's the vibes. Another beautiful day in the Sunshine State. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with the biggest. I'm kicking it with my guys. Larry and CJ, what it do?
Everything's cool, man. Beautiful Sunday morning. It's sunny in Georgia and it ain't got nasty hot yet. So if you got to go wash that car, you know what I mean? Great time. Go ahead and get it out the way for that heat really roll in. It's nice right now. I don't think we're going to get no rain tonight. But it's a wash Sunday for me, so I still won't be going outside. It'll be laundry, maybe straighten up the kitchen a little bit, and sitting on the couch, man, watching some TV shows.
Ain't no sports on, so that's all you can be watching. CJ, what it do?
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, a little bit. I think that's from Silk.
It might be the elevator. I'm at a conference room in a hotel, man. We mute. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
How you feeling, bro?
Nah, bro, feeling real good. Like Larry said, it's a beautiful Sunday morning over here, but it's supposed to get nasty a little later. This weekend, been trying to get the kids or get the town to take the kids to the pool, but it's been raining, and this it's been real nasty, right? It's raining and bad weather. So since the weather's been pretty bad, just been chilling, us watching movies, man. Watched like Spider-Man, No Way Home, watched Logan. Just been kicking, watching some good little some Marvel flicks. Yeah, Logo was fine, man.
I cried the first 2 times I watched that shit.
You cried on what part? What made you cry on Logan, bro?
When he died at the very, very end.
Oh, okay.
The little girl was there with him and shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, damn, man, we just starting to really bond. He laid his life out for them kids.
He did, man. Crazy.
It was crazy. I went with the homies the first time, right? And I looked down, bro. All of us was crying, bro. It was like 4 grown men back there. Not boo-hooing, but shedding a tear too.
Yeah, man. You laid his life on the line for the mutants.
You cried, CJ?
No, I ain't cried, but I felt the end to a damn character because I love I drew a damn blank. I love Hugh as fucking Wolverine, man. Like, from 2001 till then or whatever, and just how he died and the time. They did it right, man. It was definitely poetic. Yeah, man, I love that movie, but it was just
in 2 movies. So,
no, this is good. That mean Wolverine did his job.
Yeah.
Well, what other movie you cried in?
Remember Hotel Rwanda? That's the only other one that got me.
Oh, that's right. You did talk about that. That's right.
Bro, the crazy part was I went the next day and I get my oil changed. So usually when I do that, I'll just go watch a movie because it's pretty close. And it wasn't nothing else to watch. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go watch Logan again. And I knew the shit was coming again. And I was like, God damn it. Yeah, I go crying again, man.
You sucker.
That just let me know I'm human, man.
How y'all feeling, man? Well, let's check in with the monkeypox, man. Where y'all at with it, man?
No, hold on. How you feeling? It's birthday weekend.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling glorious. I'm feeling gracious, man. Good, man. Rested up. A whole lot of chilling. Y'all might hear some elevators going up and down in the back, man. This ain't the greatest of conference rooms they got me in the Hilton over here, but just rested up, man. Big bro flew down to South Florida, so we just been kicking it, man. Different rooftops, just checking out different vibes, man. But a lot of relaxation along the beach and just tapping out of the real world a little bit. That's it. Well, I'm ready to get back at it, man. Sunday, I was like, man, should I tell these guys let's go a little later? I was debating with my brother on Friday. I was like, I may want to push back Sunday, but yesterday I was like, man, I'm ready to pod again. I'm ready to talk. Once we said we got Chris Thompson and some other things going, like I'm ready to shoot this shit, man. With another big week ahead, man. So another year around the sun. I'm not counting birthdays no more. We move forward. You know what I'm saying? It's my last birthday. Ageless now.
You gotta do 50, bro. You gotta do the 50, 5-0. You gotta do that one.
Everybody tell me stop. Nah, I want to stop counting now. You can't tell me when to start counting, CJ.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You're right about that.
I should quit too. Now I'm I'm done. 41. That's it.
Nah, man. I'm gonna go check.
I feel you on that.
I think I'm gonna go check Bodie James out tonight. One of my favorite artists. He's down in Miami kicking it. It's a Rolling Loud weekend. I don't want to partake in them shenanigans, but they got him at a small secluded spot called The Joint that I've been at before. So I may go check him out, man. But I know his set don't start till like 1 a.m. So
good God, man.
Yeah, it's one of them. So I may check that out tonight to cap up my weekend. But it's been cool, relaxing.
Good shit.
Now back to the monkeypox, man. Where you at? Were you scared? You scared of
No,
monkeypox?
I just Googled it to figure out like what's the deal with it.
Yeah.
It's just it kind of go right back to a lot of the stuff with COVID, man. It's hygiene for the most part. Like really, the way you're going to get it is
Some
close
dirty motherfuckers,
contact.
huh? Some dirty motherfuckers around here, huh?
Pretty much, man. Cause like you could get it from like they wounds or whatever, so secretions and stuff like that. So it's just we gotta be super on top of your hygiene, man. Washing your hands. If you see somebody with some crazy looking, pus and stuff, jumping up off their skin, bro, just I give them some space personally. They can take it how they want to.
I do want to say, Larry Young is pretty much Black Fauci, man. So you take this advice as you.
I'll be in the house, so I ain't gonna worry about that. So, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But it is a skin to skin teams like contact, or they say like real intimate, like breathing in each other's face, like kissing and stuff like that, cuddling. So it's going crazy in the A right now.
All right, so I got a question, man. What's y'all takes about kissing in the club?
Oh my God,
I'm
retired.
Man.
Retired.
Oh, man. I used to be serious. Hey, listen.
Oh man,
that long relationship. Oh, man, I was a nasty man. You can't find me.
Hey, bro, if you a club kisser, you diabolical. If you're a
bro,
man.
You might got all the vaccines already.
I was a villain. That's what I'm saying. I built up the immunity.
Oh, your immune system.
That's how I know COVID was that shit, boy. I ain't never used to get sick before COVID, man. I'm telling you.
That's why I don't pass joints, man, because people be kissing in clubs, dog.
I did it like after I got out that long relationship, man. I was
You were just ready, huh?
Bro, look here. I was ready for love again. You feel me? I'll find it wherever I find it. What's it? Rihanna say in a strange place. Hey, that's why I found it at, man.
Oh man, yeah, that's a no go for me, man. I could never do anything like that. And the reason brought up was having a discussion in a Twitter group chat, and one of the guys was he said he was a diabolical club kisser, man.
Oh my God, those are the worst people, man. I don't even like going out with them dudes, bro. You embarrassing the set, man. Why you like? We came out here as a unit, man. Some G's. Now you in the corner kissing some girl. You just man, you don't know what she been at, who she been with.
Right, for real.
You got
a couple of drinks.
Fuck the unit, man. I'm in love right now. It's temporary love. You know what I'm saying? I'm in love at the moment, man. Yeah, that's a wild time. I've been quit that. I buried that guy a while back, man. But he was a fun guy, man.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a thrill. It sounds like a phase.
Sounds like a extreme sport to me.
It is a extreme sport. It's like it's playing Russian roulette with herpes.
Right, for real.
Never got burned. Never
burnt. It's an early show title candidate. Let's talk about the tailgate a little bit. Before the tailgate, we got the Sanford 3 pulling up, man. We spoke about it a little bit in the previous show and also this show, but Andre DeBose, Ray Armstrong, and Dyron Dottie pulling up to the Kush House this Saturday. If you anywhere in Florida, Central Florida area, you got some time, pull the fuck up, man. We hanging out. It's at the Kush House, 6432 Pinecastle Boulevard, Orlando, Florida. My guys pulling up in town. We're gonna tell some stories that don't be told. We got a side of these boys. We can get some shit. Ray got a polarizing story. CJ sent a picture in the group chat of him interviewing my man Dyron at Bethune, man. Life come full circle in a lot of ways, man. So I'm excited to hang out with y'all boys Saturday, bro.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a real good one. They got a lot of real good stories to tell. They have stories to tell together, and also they got individual stories, man, on their own journeys, and that's gonna be real good stuff to talk about. That's gonna be the beauty of it, just getting the totality of the entire situation. So it's gonna be real good to kick with those guys, with them being right down the road on I-4, man. I know they gonna bring the people out, man. So it's gonna be a good one in Orlando for sure.
Nice vibes on the way, man. Larry, you bring your A game. You got 2 canes, bro. So you can't come half stepping, dog. You ready?
I'm gonna do all the research, baby. I'm ready to take the head chair. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Okay. Absolutely. And I want to find out why we didn't get 3 out of 3. That's the first time I really follow recruiting. That's when I really first got into recruitment, was with them guys. I was like, I think that's when I opened up my 247 account and all. Like I said, I really wasn't into it. And then I got so much heartbreak after a while. I was like, all right, man, I'm out of here, man. This shit ain't for me no more.
Yes, recruiting ain't for the weak at heart, man. We starting to see that, bro. It's still a long way to go. And also the Florida State tailgate, dog. Florida football season is around the corner. Y'all boys start camp this week too, right?
Yeah, we start camp this week. But just to touch back on something real quick, Larry say he wants to hear those guys' story. I want to hear the Bowl story as well, man. Right. How things went down at Florida. He was on the tail end in the urban situation too, right? So he could probably give more detail on, what actually went on with that situation. So I think it's going to be real good from every perspective.
I want to get his. He got a lot, man. I mean, he was pretty much the first guy to get sold that Percy position. They was pretty much bringing him in as the next Percy Harvin.
Man, they looked identical though. It was crazy. Once you watch them play, they looked identical. It just Percy more physical and bigger, but just how they move it at that point in the stage, they looked identical.
Yeah, I mean Percy just his own guy. He's just a different animal. But for somebody to be supplanting him, like you just knew that was going to be an easy plug. But he was injury bug crazy. He ended up staying, I think, 6 years. There's a lot of running jokes about how long he was there. So just the injury bug kind of killed his career. But ready to tell that story, man. A lot of interesting perspectives. But we got the Florida State tailgate, man. Y'all boys about to get thrashed out there in the Big Easy. But the pitch is going to be big. The vibes is going to be big. How you feeling, man? You full-fledged in your Mike Norvell lives? Where you at with it?
Oh yeah, man. They about to start pouring out real soon, man. We about to whoop some shit in Louisiana and party, man. So y'all know how we get down in well, no, I ain't gonna say that, man, because we took some L's in the French Quarter before. But y'all know how
we took y'all up through there, man.
Shouldn't even play friendly to y'all. Shouldn't even played y'all motherfuckers again, to be honest, man. That's you need to hear them. But definitely excited to get New Orleans for this one. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. The anticipation is built up. We sold out of our allotment of the tickets, like 30K if I'm not mistaken. Those fans are going to be in town, ready to hang out. So what better place to do it than do it with us at the tailgate? We're going to have good vibes, food, drinks, Graham coat, everything you need on deck, man. The DJ, music. It's going to be a perfect way to kick off the. We're not going to want to jump ahead. We got a game zero, so to speak, but a perfect way to.
What if y'all lose game zero?
Oh no, ain't no tailgate. Everything counts. Everything counts. We lose game zero.
I got you for y'all week one.
You might got to go that Sunday. He lose game zero. Like you got to go that Sunday.
Yeah, that's fair. Nobody can be upset at that.
You got to put the house on sale on Monday.
Hey, Odell back in the saddle again.
Mm-hmm.
God damn! I told y'all I don't want to coach this shit.
Right. Last time, Odell. Last time we start out 0-1. Yeah, that got to be wrapped up by Monday.
I got to chill for y'all week zero, dog, because I want to go to New Orleans, dog. But the vibes is going to be amazing. You got to be on the Patreon level of $15 or higher to get in free. That level is worth it. The Preston Parker interview we just did, Patreon's going to get that early. You get the tailgate access. You get the Kush House access. Also, Graham Code products, discounts. And we have a gaming portion in access of that where you can win prizes every week through Warzone, I believe the game is. A lot of benefits with our Patreon. We adding a lot more, but that $15 rate, the tickets are $50. So signing up for that $15 Patreon just save you $45.
And also the
$35. I'm sorry.
And what did the guy from the last Warzone? I remember we had put in the chat what he had won. It was basically he got
won a hundo. Won a hundo for Branco products.
Right, I mean, you got your money back just like that, and plus more. So it's
it pay for itself if you participate, man.
Right, exactly.
And you got to think about it too, boy. We're gonna have NCAA football soon enough. Ooh. We're gonna be doing. We're also gonna be doing fantasy football this season. So yeah, come on and join in on the fun, man. Don't miss out on all the reindeer games, bro. You're gonna be saying I shoulda. Nah, you should. Yeah, you shoulda. Come on and get in, man.
Also, we got our Discord in the roll up bio. Y'all join that Discord. A whole lot of chat. We keep the regular chat. We're gonna make our regular roll-up group chat to our Discord members and Patreon as well. So all the banter and shit talking we do in our roll-up group chat will be able to be seen by some of the fans. I think that's gonna be
shit talking too.
Yeah, man, that should be getting heated.
Yeah, get that at some point in time.
There's
Like,
a lot of button mashing on that shit, boy.
Right. You gotta come with your A game in that motherfucker, man.
Yes, sir.
A
Little
whole bunch
Georgia
of
in there,
like
Virginia.
blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's a jungle.
Join
Got
every
them
man
against
for
the
himself.
ropes, fellas. I got them against the ropes. They keep living in the past. They keep living in the past. It's Canes fans now. Oh, y'all ain't one. Yeah, whatever. Come on to the future with us, baby.
It's too early to get into that banter. You almost pulled me in. You almost pulled me in.
Every time I think about.
Every time I think about
right
you pulled me back in. You almost pulled me back in. I ain't gonna do it though. Hey, Noel fans, y'all pull up, man. We're gonna hang out big, man. I appreciate all the energy we're getting from the Noel side. But if you're a Cane, if you're a Gator fan, and you in the Louisiana area, you anywhere in the SIP, pull up. Cause she's gonna be big. You already know how we vibing and giving it up, man. 3-day weekend. We with all the shenanigans.
We got the bartender set already.
Do we have what?
Bartender set already.
No, we don't have any. You want to hire them?
Nah, y'all apply. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up. If you're gonna be in the area for the game, you want to get a little work in. We don't. I ain't gonna lie. Women only, please.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we don't discriminate. I'll be a lie. I'll be a goddamn lie. I'm just, and I've been a bartender, so.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So it depends. Like I was at hotels and rooftops all this week.
I just want that motherfucker to be heavy-handed.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I had like the dude bartenders this weekend. Me and my brother was talking about it, man. Like, they dudes was coming through, man. On point,
assignment.
On time. Man, these women get a little, in their feelings, or you don't know what's going on, but they'll just stop paying attention to you at the bar and shit, man. So it depends what kind of service you want.
Fellas know the assignment.
I've been a bartender, so I know what it's like, but I knew what I had to do. I had to kick it with them on some football shit or something like that, and like say make sure. I work for my money, man. I wasn't cute enough just to get it off the smile, I had to work for that money. I made good goddamn money too.
He's on the corner?
I don't do all that then. I ain't no twerker. I told you I don't bust nothing open now. Not a busser opener. Let's get to this big three.
Big three talk, man. A lot of big three talk, man. The roll-up is brought to you by the great folks at Gramco. Visit the Gramco, use thegramco.com. Use coupon code ROLLUP25 for 25% off of all Gramco products, which is THC Delta 8, federally legal to mail to your mailbox. The feds jump out, boys. Nobody gonna harass you. Everything's top-notch products, man. They have gummies, 3 different flavors: blue raspberry, watermelon, and fruit punch. Elite stuff. Hard candy comes in tropical orange. Fire. They have pre-rolls and also wake and bake coffee, man. Elite products. Gramco take care of everything from seed all the way to package, man. So you know exactly where you're getting your product from and your THC. You know it's not cut by no shenanigans, no bullshit. Gramco.com.
Brand new powder too. Brand new powder just dropped, just hit the street. So don't
THC
toot it up
powder.
your nose.
Yeah. You gotta elaborate.
Yeah, what kind of something we talking about, baby?
Yeah, don't toot it up your nose, but what it allows you to do, man, you can infuse anything you want to, man. You want to infuse the barbecue, the popsicles, the cookies, brownies, whatever, bro.
What you say, Rice Krispie? That's what you was thinking about?
The treat, yeah, Rice Krispie treats. Anything. I was trying to think of savory foods too.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think.
Stuff. Yeah. Put a good sprinkle on the steak, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing the steak, do some wings in the air fry.
Yeah.
Get creative with it, and man, send us the recipes. Let us know, like, if you hit on something that's top notch, fire shit. Let us know, man.
Already.
I bet you go great on like some vegetables and stuff, man. Like a little.
You talking that talk a little bit, man.
Yeah, I'll let you know, man. I'll let you know.
wait, I gotta holler at my boy and see if I can
make me a ground coat omelet after we get off here.
I gotta see if I gotta do a urinalysis. I don't think I do actually. I think they don't do that down there in my new gig.
Oh, yeah, you're in Florida, baby.
Yeah, I don't think they do that no more. So, if so, we getting the cooking, baby.
No doubt. Big three news, man.
Must be 21 years of age or older.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
Put a disclaimer, Larry Young, and get that little part out every time, like a car commercial. It was big whiffs in the big three this weekend, man. Big whiffs.
Yeah. I'll start. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You
I
already
guess I
lied
go.
to us. You can tell us you ain't gonna lie to us. You already lied to us.
Wait, which lie I told? Give me my lie before I start talking.
I pulled you in. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I know me. I want to know my lie first. I would say the one that what I would call the biggest whiff would be Olas Alanin. All signs were pointing to Miami. Down to the end, man. Down to the end of the stretch. To my understanding, the staff was told he was coming. And I think Nick just got on the horn, man. I think Nick couldn't take another L to Miami, man. Shout out Maul. Maul was like, nah, he had to stop the bleed. It ain't looking good for him if he take another L to Miami right now. So I don't know what Nick said, but old St. Nick pulled up, hit the line. Because Alabama was his initial favorite. That was
starting to crank up too, really.
Vibing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
the expectations from the fans and the staff was that he was going to sign with us. So we don't know. It was literally down to the 11th hour, and he pulled the trigger and decided to go to Alabama. It's a loss. It's a loss. He probably was third on our board. We got our number one. We're still in it for our number two. So we'll see how that pans out for the rest of the O-line recruiting. Then Peyton Kirkland, I guess I could talk about since we're doing the O-line. None of us expected him at this point. I know me and Silk were in it at one point. UF and Miami were in it at one point, but I think we both kind of had Michigan State, and then out of the blue, he commits to Texas. And it's so funny because something leaked, and On3 had put him out as a Texas commit, and he retweets, that's cap. I ain't never even visited Texas, blah, blah, blah. Then a few hours later, he commits to Texas. Silk brought it up before. I'm kind of with you on this, man. I ain't with the O-line hack games and shenanigans and trickery and
man, that boy went to Texas. That man never take no visit. It wasn't in his top 5. None of that.
Nothing.
So as we can see, there's a lot of shenanigans going on with his recruitment. There's a lot of trolling going on, which is all cool games. But he trolled. In my opinion, from what I'm hearing, he trolled his way out of a lot of opportunities with both our programs and maybe some others with Michigan State as well. But he ends up at Texas, and I don't know what the hell. I know Texas kind of get what they want right now for them to be going out for Kirkland. I think it's kind of star watching, man. A little bit.
He had a relationship there.
Do you know who?
Sarkeesian, Kirkland. I think he
Sark?
said Sarkeesian. Yeah, Sarkeesian and somebody else.
The offensive line
coach.
Yeah,
Flood.
Yeah, the previous relationship when they was at Bama.
Right. So
they just talked to him. They sent him some letters.
His story was he called him. He said, this is a quote I saw. I'm not quoting directly, but basically he was all upset or whatever. He said he was crying in his mom's lap, upset, and then he decided to get up. Something told him to call Texas, and he called them.
What was he crying about?
I guess because he put himself in that situation, I guess, where he did all the trolling and, maybe he didn't get the options he wanted no more. Maybe some of them people said, nah, we cool. The stress, he a young man. I get it. He put he might have did a little too much and put himself in a situation he may not have wanted to be in. And so he said he called those guys out there in Texas, and they was receptive to the take. So that's what he did. So best of luck to him.
Yeah, I still think the rational decision, this is me talking, would be like, let's take a visit. It's been a little iffy, and let's take a visit, see what it looks like out there, and then make a decision. We don't got to stick to this decision date.
Yeah.
Why did you have to? Yeah. Why did you stick
rush,
to the 23rd?
Right.
Yeah, and you can still go through that process now, of course, but it wasn't anything, like holding a gun to your hand. So you had to stick to this date. You could have pushed things back just to get a clear understanding of the situation and view the landscape and take your visits and stuff like that. Just push it back. It's no rush. I know we get caught up in when you set a date and you want to stick to that date, but if you're not near the actual point of signing and stuff like that, understand we're in the summer now, so
right.
You still got time.
Yeah, with no pressure.
But then we talk about kids feeling pressure nowadays to kind of lock their spot in classes due to like transfer portal and stuff like that.
Well,
so
that's why you can't. That's why you can't play, because like them spots are like precious, and coaches only gonna play so many games because they got secure spots as well. But Kirkland, I thought wasn't a take for us or Miami. Michigan State was who I thought he probably land to, but started hearing late that they was pulling back. So good spot for him at Texas. We'll see if he sticks.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be one more move. What? Put me down for UCF. Final destination, man. Go ahead and sketch it. Go ahead and sketch that down.
I didn't mean to laugh, man. All right, let's move on. No, I'm not.
That's not bad.
I'm not mad at that take.
Something telling me he's just gonna end up in state, but not at none of the big three. And what's his name doing a pretty good job down there, man.
Gus.
Damn, what's Cuz's name? Yeah, Gus. Yeah, Gus doing a pretty decent job. So I can see that happen. After that, we had the other whiff, I would say, is Aguero, safety. That one, like I said last show, 50-50 the whole way. Really was. My Georgia people thought he was going to Miami. My Miami people thought he was going to Georgia. And, down the stretch, I think ultimately what it really probably came down to
Fran Brown, man.
Well, he started the relationship with Georgia through a guy, and that relationship was just older. And they champs. I mean, let's be real, they champs.
Fran Brown is a dog on that recruiting trail, man. I'm telling you, like he is a dog on that recruiting trail. Fran Brown's from and my bad just to cut you off though, bro, but just cat from New Jersey, was previously coached at Rutgers under Greg. Greg know how to hire him or whatever, and he was getting guys at Rutgers. I had a conversation with Fran actually through a mutual friend, just trying to help him out with some local kids within Tallahassee, and I can see why kids relate to him. And then a few months later, Kirby comes picking him up, and then he's eating on the recruiting trail. So I get what you're saying, but I know Fran Brown, he had a real big hand in that recruitment as well too.
Was he ever at Syracuse?
Hey Chris, let's get the moving with Chris.
I'm not sure. Is here?
Chris is here. All right, we'll pause for a second.
Chris, what's good, bro? How you doing?
What's going on? Y'all can hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Man came with headphones. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man! I like this guy already.
You first NFL guy that ain't hit us.
First Florida State guy ain't in the car. Yeah.
Yeah, usually we had Crow was in the car on the phone.
Yeah.
On the middle of I-10 in Houston.
West Coast at the barbershop.
Travis Jones was at the barbershop.
I lit up. Oh shit.
Yeah. Nah, I'm sitting at the crib, man, in my little area. I called myself wanting to stream at one point. So I got this whole little crazy setup and I ain't even do nothing with it.
Nice. You got your accomplishments in game balls.
Yeah, so we got like my helmets, games, all of it NFL stuff, pretty much. All my college
man
stuff.
came area.
Yeah. All my college stuff at my people crib with my mom and them. Yeah.
So Chris, how you been though, man? It's good catching up with you. How you been?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. I'm just enjoying life, being dad now, and just chilling with the kids, man. In Jacksonville now. And it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. I like it. I'm happy to be back in Florida.
Yeah, not too far from home.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's been cool just being back close to home and stuff, man. I went to a Duval Jazz game. You know about the Little League, that team here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there last week and man, them boys. I miss watching Florida ball. I'm gonna just say that. Watching some little kids playing ball, being up in Virginia, it's a little different. They got some athletes there, but it's a little different. It ain't like being back home.
The speed a little different down here, huh?
Yeah, everything.
So,
I enjoyed it. It was cool.
So you talk about coming back home and being from Florida, man. You grew up in Madison County, man, Greenville, Florida, right? Let's talk about coming up in Madison and what's that culture like, because everybody know as far as the Cowboys when it comes to football, you gotta bring your lunch pail and your hat because it's gonna be one of those days, right?
Yeah. Growing up there, man, it's not much to do there. The only thing we really do have is just playing sports. We got football, baseball, kind of our two biggest sports there. And we definitely got some guys that can play basketball and stuff, but it's a little small town. Nothing really goes on there. I would say I think I had a great childhood and everything there. I enjoyed it. I love my time being there. When it comes to the ball side of it, um, as everybody know, like on Friday nights, the whole town shut down, and that's what it's all about. Um, and it's one of those things like lately. I want to say a couple months ago, I saw somebody saying something about we don't need to be in, I guess, class 1A, 2A, whatever that, because it's unfair or something like that. Folks said, which I know it goes by population, you know what I mean? But it's just, bro, we don't have anything else to do there. Like, really, football is life for us there. And from like little league all the way through high school, we run the same offenses, same defenses. So you talking about kids that's been in the system for since they were 6, 7 years old, all the way, from 6 to 18, being in the same system, being around the same kids, growing up with the same guys, like, you build a camaraderie, a family. Um, being in a situation like that, being in a small town like that, not many people, we don't really get many new people moving in and stuff like that. So it's tight knit. Everybody knows everybody, and we just like I said, football is our life. That's it.
That's a good point that you brought up in regards to you guys stick together and you run the same offense from little league on up. Y'all boys get to high school, it's pretty much a wrap when it comes to that, because you guys know the ins and outs of what you've been doing, your whole life, so to speak, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's second nature at that point. Once you get into high school and stuff, I mean, every single thing. Coaches really don't have to teach you nothing as far as the play calling and stuff goes. It's just more of helping us just try to be the best athletes that we can be. And I mean, as you know, being from over there or being close by, that's our thing, bro. If football ain't going well, we ain't really got not much else going on around there.
Right, exactly. That's 100%, especially in that Big Bend area. I can attest to that. I was going to talk about that later, matter of fact. But when did you realize, okay, football could take me somewhere? I'm pretty good at this thing. When did you realize, like, all right, I can really do something with this sport called football?
It hit me in high school. Like little league, middle school, I was just faster than everybody. So I was strictly a sideline runner. But I would say my sophomore year in high school was when it really hit me, and I felt like I had some potential. Ended up starting that year and ended up having a really, really, really good year. And I was like, okay, I can take this somewhere. And then I think that year before, we had a running back, Desmond G. He ended up going to I think it was Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee, yeah. Desmond G was a dog.
And like, I guess that was my first time of really having hope that I could make it, because we had guys, rest in peace, we had Gino and stuff, a couple guys here and there, but not really any like running backs, especially small running backs going to big schools like that. And just seeing what he did and being able to make it, go D1 and stuff like that, that really gave me some hope as well. And I mean, as time went on, we ended up winning the state championship my junior year, and that's when I really, the buzz started picking up after that state championship game. I had a pretty good game. And then thankfully, I mean, we had Jacoby McDaniel too on the team, and he was at one point, he was top 5 players in the nation. So everybody coming to see him. So I'm like, shoot, that's an opportunity for me too. They coming to practice, they coming to games, all that stuff. And I know we're going to talk about it later, so I'm not going to, bring up any games or nothing right now. But, just just all of that. Over, I would say my sophomore junior year, I really started feeling like I had a fair shot, and then from there, man, it was just putting my head down and just going to work and doing everything I can to make sure I maximize all my opportunities.
Real
You
quick, Chris.
remember the?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
Was that?
Real quick. At what point in your youth did you get serious in like track? I know you're a speedster and you really fast.
Yeah,
So how important was tracking to your development?
it was huge, man. It was really more so like one just helping me like build that endurance, but then learning how to run. And once I learned how to run, you realize you're a lot faster than you think you are, even just with training. Just getting that proper training and technique. And I started running track when I was in sixth grade. Sixth grade. Yeah, because I had transferred. I left my hometown, went to this Christian school in Tallahassee. I went to NFC.
Oh, you was at
And
NFC at one point in time?
yeah, I was there sixth and seventh grade. And while we were there, I think Ernie Sims was still there or may have just went to college or something at that time. And we ended up finding out his parents had like ran a track club. CCC. And we were just like, I think it was my stepdad was just like, we gotta get on this. We're gonna get you running track and stuff. So I got signed up with that in sixth grade. So I was 11 or 12 at that time. And then from there it went all the way through high school. And I mean, in those 2 years that I was with CCC, really, I got a lot faster in those 2 young years. And then ended up coming back home because they wouldn't let me play ball over there. I was trying to push it. I was seventh grader. They didn't have a middle school team at that time, so I was like trying to push the play on JV or whatever, but they wasn't having it. So I went back home, came back home, and then was there from eighth grade through high school or whatever. But everything I learned in Tallahassee, it helped me transition to high school running track and stuff like that. Because they were phenomenal coaches that I had there in Tallahassee. And that was my jump start when it came to the track stuff.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
You remember
so-
that first offer for football?
Oh, I remember the first one I paid attention to. I can't tell you. I don't know when my first one was. My legit first one was. But I want to say it might have been like Middle Tennessee or like Wake Forest or something like that. It was, yeah, it wasn't, what you would consider some of the big schools.
Right.
I think I remember this was before I committed. I remember talking to, I think it was Randy Shannon was the coach at Miami at the time. He called me. I talked to him for a bit, got an offer. I was in our locker room at that time, like walking through the locker room on the phone with him. I got offered by Florida State.
Real quick. What was your? Because Randy Shannon, a big three guy. Like we've been coached at all three of the programs he played in.
Yeah.
What was your impression of Randy Shannon when you meet him, and what was he like as a recruiter?
I'm gonna be honest. At that time, it was exciting. It was cool to talk to him, but I didn't want to hear it. Because, and not in a disrespectful way. Like I appreciated it, like big time. I mean, it's Miami Hurricanes, but at that time, like I was honestly kind of waiting for Florida State.
8-5-0, baby.
I was waiting for Florida State. I was waiting for like Clemson. and some other schools I had on my mind at that time. And you know, it was early in the process when he hit me, so it was like I didn't even know how to handle the situation. So I'm just like kind of just on the phone talking to him. Told me, you know, you got a scholarship offer, come play for the Hurricanes, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, all right. I didn't really say much to him, because I didn't really know. He was just talking.
Man,
pretty
you ain't
much
give a
the
damn
whole
about
time.
Miami. You ain't care nothing about the Miami Hurricanes. You were trying to hit the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah. And but it was cool though, like just talking to him. And you know, I honestly can't remember throughout my whole recruiting process, I can't really remember talking to a lot of coaches, you know, constantly like now, you know, usually if they really want a guy, like they gonna keep in contact with him or whatever, make sure they everything is doing good and all that kind of stuff. But it was just kind of as far as I remember, I may have talked to him maybe like once or twice, not a whole lot.
Let me say when I was first introduced to you, right? So my senior year, we played Madison or whatever, Gabby versus Madison. So it was a pretty big game. So we doing scouting and whatnot. And we had a 4-star running back, British footman that was committed to Florida State. Yeah, Bree, he was committed to Florida State. And you know, we in practice and you know, we game prep and stuff. The coach was like, man, they got a running back that's better or as good as Bree. He was like, huh? Better or as good as Bree, because you know Bree was a damn good running back.
Dog. Yeah,
Bree was the truth. So I'm like, man, if he's that good, whatever, okay, let's take it serious or whatnot. Sure enough, we come to the game, man. Like this motherfucker, he was pretty damn good, right? So Chris you do anything, man? But we went back and forth that game. That game was crazy, man. It was probably one of my most memorable games is playing y'all my senior year, because it went down to the wire, playing that Childs, man. So I was just thinking about that game, and that's when I first realized, like, yeah, Madison got some guys, because it was you and Jacoby, matter of fact.
Yeah. And that
y'all had a safety that was committed to Florida State too within my class.
We did. Brinson.
Yeah, he was pretty good. The safety was pretty good
Bernard
too.
Brinson, I think that was his first name.
Yeah,
he played safety, corner. He played a little bit of everywhere. Yeah, I remember. So after that game was when I got the offer from Florida State. After that game, they were there. They said they were there to watch me too. I know they were there to, you know, see Kobe, see British footman, see Willie Downs. Willie. And I think it was one more guy I think was committed at that time. I can't remember, but yeah, they were all pretty much there to see those guys. And then I ended up having a pretty good game, and I got an offer right after that. They talked to me. Huh?
You played cool?
Oh yeah, I tried to be cool about it, of course. Yeah, I was real chill, laid back about it. But I was like walking and talking with it was Jody Allen, and I think it was Jody, Jimbo, Dexter Carter, and two other guys. Two other coaches were there, and we were just walking on the track and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, bro, I remember that game. We were really looking forward to, like, that was our first time playing anybody from Tallahassee too. So like we was really looking forward to that one. And I think it came down to like a 4th and 2 or something.
So it was y'all, and it was crazy because we was going back and forth. Like I scored like an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And then like the following play, y'all take the kick return back. So it was just like a crazy one of them all-time classic games. And so it came down to whoever had the ball last, and I think we was down like 3 or 4 and we was driving on like
you took an 80 on them?
Oh, the fumble.
You took an 80 on them, bro?
Yeah, we fumbled the ball. Yeah, I took an 80, bro. I had an 80
he did. Yep. Yeah.
That game was crazy, but yeah, we had fumble like the 20 or 30.
Yep.
Yeah. But that was my favorite game though, man, because y'all had some guys and y'all matched up well with us, you know, because we had some guys who was physical too. So to play y'all, and we was looking forward to that game too, because we play the local teams, but to hear, you know, Madison County, them boys physical, they come to play, you know, we look forward to those type of games as well.
Yeah, that You missed the good one when they came to Madison the next
Oh,
year
y'all,
when
man,
we
y'all
played
right
on
there.
ESPN.
Ooh, y'all killed us that game.
I was so mad about that game, bro. I had a high ankle sprain, so I couldn't really play. They had me out there, but I didn't really get the ball that much because I couldn't move around well. I was so mad, bro.
And I was so disappointed that game, man, because we had all the talent. You know, AJ Graham, the quarterback, Willie Downs. He was a senior along with you, but they had all the talent. They went to state that year, but they was just them boys just beefing the whole year, man. Beefing.
Oh, for real.
They just went off of pure talent. So whenever we ran up against a team like y'all, so to speak, that had the same type of talent, the same type of dogs, they couldn't get over that hump because them boys weren't together like that, man. Like, and that was one of my biggest regrets with that class. I know we talk about high school a little bit, running long, but that was one of my biggest regrets with that class is them boys. Like you talk about how you guys at Madison from little league on up, how y'all together, and it's a brotherhood. Them boys lost sight of that, and that cost them a state championship.
Yeah, that's tough.
But yeah, so let's jump to your recruitment. So Jimbo and them putting the full court press on you, man. So what was it like being recruited by Jimbo, and how is he as a recruiter, and what ultimately made you pick Florida State?
It was because he was fair more than anything else. I took my official visit there, and when I went in the offense room, was talking to him like one-on-one with my parents and stuff. We just kind of started talking about the, running back situation and all that, just kind of how I fit in. And then if, I would come in and play as a freshman, as everybody want to do. And he was just like, look, this is the situation. This is how I kind of go about it is if you want a red shirt, then that's on you. I'm not going to fight you about it. If you want a red shirt, then red shirt. That's you're doing whatever you feel is best for you. But if you don't want a red shirt and you want to play, then just make me play you. And I was like, all right, well, bet I see that as a challenge. So, he was like, I'm all about the competition and stuff like that. So it's all on you. You make that decision what you want to do for yourself. And if you want to get on that field, then you compete for that spot or you compete for some time on that field. And that's it. That's how I go about it. And I think it was shortly after that. I know before I walked out that room, I was like, all right, well, I'm committed. I'm coming here. Since you said that, I'm going to play my freshman year. I'm going to play all 4 years, and I'm going to be one of your guys or whatever. And he was like, all right, that's a bet. And then I guess officially like committed shortly after that. But it was more of that challenge to me more than anything. And at that time, really, like my first thought was like Clemson for a minute, because I ended up going to I think it was my junior year in high school. Florida State played Clemson up there.
That first game of the season, that Labor Day game.
Yeah, I think so. And I ended up going and I saw them boys run down the hill, and I was like, oh, bro, I gotta be a part of this right here.
Man,
like
it was
so tough. And then it was CJ Spiller, James Davis. They were young then. I think they were
Call the boys Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, maybe freshmen and sophomores at that time.
Just poaching Florida.
Yeah. And seeing them, I was like, oh man, I want to be a part of this right here. So like I talked to who was it? I think I talked to Dabo. I think it was Dabo, like after the game and stuff. And he honestly kept it real with me too, and just said that it was one of those things where they didn't want to take a lot of running backs. And I had an offer, and it was out of me and Andre Ellington, I think it was. And it was one of those kind of situations like we taking one or the other right now type deals. And I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at the time. He ended up committing, I think shortly after, sometimes like during that season or whatever, he ended up like committing and signing there and stuff. And that was pretty much it for that. Like that door kind of got closed. And it was funny. Like I talked to Dabo after my senior year at like a award show, and he was like, "Man, I was hoping I could get you." And I was like, "Well, you know, the business is business.
Right.
We gotta do what's best for us." But no, man, I going back to Jimbo now. I love Jimbo, man. That's my dude. Like, I hate he left Florida State. I know a lot of people hate how he left. Um, but I would say, to be fair, the man did have a lot going on. We ain't gonna go deep into that, but you know, his personal life, he had a lot. He had a lot of stuff going on. On top of the fact that, like, he won championships and stuff. You know, a couple conference championships, national championship, and
He wasn't
got
getting
all
his ass for.
got all this money coming at him. Like, at some point, I mean, something got to give. And given, I guess, whatever stories or whatever rumors were out, as far as, like, you know, he wanted more money or they wasn't willing to pay him. I don't know about all that, but it's tough to keep somebody there when some, you know, Texas A&M saying, you know, we giving you 75 mil guaranteed.
Right.
That's that's tough to turn down.
It's tough to turn down.
When you get on campus, go ahead, CJ. I'm sorry.
No, I was going there exactly. Go ahead. You got it.
When you get on campus, I know Jimbo preached, best player play. A lot of coaches bullshit with that. So you get on campus, and it was true. What was competition like? What was that process like of earning playing time in a very talented Florida State team at that time? Not defense, but offense.
Yeah, no, it was the biggest thing with Jimbo was consistency. But as far as that competition at the time, Jermaine Thomas was the starter, and I think he had just like broke like freshman rushing records the year before. So I kind of knew what was ahead of me and stuff. But it was tough every single day. Jimbo, Dexter Carter, they were on us all the time. And Jimbo's biggest key was just being consistent, knowing what you're doing, and just doing things the right way. And I ended up getting Dexter Carter put me on the field first game of the season against Miami. That night game that we end up losing. And he just put me out there for a play fake. And I remember when I was jogging on the field, Jimbo was going off. He was like, "Why is Dexter, what are you doing? Why is he in there? Why is he in there?" And Coach Carter was like, "Oh, no, he's fine. He's fine. He's good. Trust me, he's good." And literally, I just went in there for a play fake. And at that time, like, Jimbo didn't want me in. He didn't feel like I was ready at that time, which is fair. And, you know, it was the biggest, you know, a big game like that, having a true freshman go in, you know, night game against Miami and stuff.
I can't even do a play fake, coach. Come on, man.
I know, that's why I was like, bro, a play fake. That's all I'm going in there for. But he went off. I'll never forget that moment. But Coach Carter was like, "Nah, man, I trust you." And I went out there. I don't even think I got the ball one time. It was just, I just was out there doing a couple like play action plays or whatever. But then after that, as time went on, I just started getting like more and more playing time. And then Coach Carter put me in a little bit more in the NC State game. And what was crazy is he put me in the goal line twice. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, "Coach, what you doing? Like, I'm a little dude. Like, why are you putting me in here?" He put me in there twice. Both times I ended up like scoring. And I think that was my first 2 career touchdowns, I believe. And then from there, I started slowly getting more and more like love from Jimbo, like throughout the week and stuff like that. But he was tough on me. He was
Did
really
love in the city change around the campus change a little bit when you started scoring and getting some playing time?
Oh, absolutely. It changed. It changed a whole lot.
Talk about it. Talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
If you can, like, I know you got a situation, but if you can, my brother.
No, it was cool. I mean, I don't remember much my early years, but as time went on, I mean, it was love all around the city. Like everybody looked out. Of course, the girls and the women and stuff. That part was outrageous, but so of course I'm not gonna go in that situation
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah. What the
for
city like
obvious
though?
reasons. But
Yeah.
the city, it was, man, it was love. I enjoyed it. I mean, everybody looked out, from like people at Best Buy to folks at restaurants and stuff like that. They were always just like, I had folks phone numbers, like if I ever needed anything, needed any help with anything, like they had me covered. And they helped me out with every single thing I
Had the
needed. And
keys to
that
the city.
basically, yeah,
You had
yeah,
you had
pretty
the
much.
you had the Publix deal too?
Nah. Nah, I didn't have it like that. Not to that extent.
Apparently, neither did
Oh,
somebody else.
I know.
Terms of
Man,
the contract had
yeah,
ran.
yeah. But it was cool though. Like in that city, like when you winning and you consider one of those like playmakers, different makers in Tallahassee and stuff, like the people, they gonna show you love, and they forever will. Um, and that's one thing I do like about that fan base. Like they gonna ride with you like to the end. And still to this day, I be seeing people like people riding for me, and I'm just like, I appreciate it, man. That
You get a
my
lot of
time there was great. Yeah,
you get a lot of love from the fans. I want to get into some of the
yeah.
big games with CJ and Larry and the Miami guys.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah, real quick. Let's take it to practice real quick though, because you was playing against some
Ooh,
guys on that defense, man.
man.
Linebacker, you had Nigel Bradham, Vince Williams, Nick Moody. Like, let's talk about some of the battles you guys had in practice, because that's when Jimbo was really starting to assemble,
Yeah.
the monster that turned into, what we saw.
Uh-huh. Yeah, nah, those practices were tough, man. Just going against those guys, and that's what really helped me be a lot better than become the player that I became over time. And that the big turnaround was when Jimbo, literally the first year he took over, and that recruiting class that came in that year. A lot of them young cats that came in
LaMarcus
that year,
Joyner.
oh my God, yeah. Like they were crazy. LaMarcus, Telvin, a lot of them cats, man, they had like a mindset and this determination I had never seen before. Like my class, we talked about like coming in and changing the program and stuff like that. But like that class just had something about them. And I mean, every single day at practice, we were going at it. And some days it could be the best practices we felt we had. And like literally, Jimbo, I think he just did it just to see how we would react. He'll just like cut practice, like halfway through practice, he cut it one day and was like, "We gonna start over. I don't like it." And I was like, "What, bro? Halfway through practice, we about done, we dead." And he was like, "Nope, start it all over. We going back to period one." And I was like, "Oh Lord, what we got into?" Like we all knew he was a good coach, but I was like, "Oh man, like Bobby wasn't doing nothing like that. Bobby was real chill. Bobby was real chill and laid back, but nah, Jimbo, like he was gonna make sure he got everything about us." And a lot of them cats like LaMarcus, Telvin, they came from good high schools too. Winning all through high school championships and stuff like that. So you talking about you bringing in? Jimbo was constantly bringing in winners and guys that wasn't going to accept mediocre. And just over time, I mean, he really helped us and made us become a family. We did a lot of events together. We did like we would always watch movies like every Friday in the stadium. Every Friday night we all just sat down and watched movies and stuff together. He made sure we were a tight-knit group and a family, and that was the biggest thing about him. And then on the field, it was just I think Nigel was the hardest I've ever gotten hit in college. He smacked me one day my freshman year, and I was like, I don't know what I got myself into, but this ain't it right here, boy.
Man, he used to play that boy every year at Walk Color,
I
man.
already know. I saw him 1 year. I think that was my junior year, and I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm good. I'm glad I ain't got to see him no more. Him and it was CJ Houghton.
CJ Houghton went to Miami. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, those practices were like crazy intense. And Jimbo would do stuff like that just to get under our skin. He made us run. Like, I think it was midway through practice. He stopped practice and had us like run half gassers till he got tired. And I think we ran half gassers for like, I want to say maybe like 20 minutes or so, just constantly. And then he was like, all right, well, we're going to start back from period 1. And we was like, come on, coach, like we can't do this. This tough, but we made it through. And it's one of them things like, that's when I was truly learning what having a championship mentality is all about.
Those
And
championship years, I'm sorry.
No, you good. I was done.
Those championship years usually, like you were saying, of course the coach should be on it, but a lot of that comes from like team leadership as well, because you got to be on your own a lot. So whenever those teams make those championship runs, usually some off-season leadership. Who was the guy in the off-season that led the way amongst the team?
I would say Telvin Smith was one of our leaders, like from day one, and I'm talking about as a freshman. He was one of those guys that we sat back and listened to. EJ was one of those guys. Who else we had? As time went on, what's funny is Jameis was starting to come into his own. He was a freshman my senior year, but he was starting to come into his own. But it was a lot of like young guys, because I was more of a leader by example type guy. So like off the field and stuff, I wanted to always make sure like guys were good and like doing the right things and stuff like that. But Jimbo had a senior, it was a senior committee that he had, that I think it was maybe like somewhere between like 10 and 12 of us. And I think Telvin was on that too. I think he was like the only junior that was on it. And it was one of those where he was just like, Jimbo was like, look, this is y'all team. If anything happens on this team where the guys get in trouble, guys don't go to class, he was like, I'm not talking to him, y'all talk to him. And he was like, if anybody comes to me with anything, I'm sending them to you. So that whole 2012 season, it was on that committee to make sure everything was going right in season, off season. When guys had issues, whether with not going to class or getting in trouble, whatever that case may be, schoolwork, all that stuff, Jimbo was like, y'all take care of that. And because this is y'all team, I got it. If it's something that's above y'all, that's real bad, then yeah, I'll take it. But he made that committee for us to handle every single thing that went on with our team, and it honestly helped us mature a lot more. But then I think it helped make us a lot closer, and it helped like some guys that struggled to really feel like they had some brothers around them, because everybody come from different backgrounds and stuff like that. So it was like that transition was tough for a couple guys, and I'll say one, Kelvin Benjamin, he had a tough time when he first got there, and it got to a point where he literally like quit, and he was like done. He was like, I can't do this no more. I'm done. We all had to like sit him down in the team meeting room and was like, bro, I know you young, and he was a freshman at this time. And we were like, bro, you got so much potential. You don't even know it. You don't even know what you can be right now. And we were like, you focused on Jimbo hating you. He just see what you can be. You don't see it yet. And he was like, nah, he don't like me, man. I can't deal with it no more. He always on my head. And we were like, bro, he's on you because he know what your future can be. He know what kind of potential you have, for your personal life more than what, you can do for this team. And I mean, I think that was the toughest toughest situation we had to deal with like throughout the summer was just making sure he was always good on a sense of like, we didn't want him to give up type deal and go back to the crib, because y'all know how that can be. But he eventually like listened to us after a couple weeks and stuff. And one thing about Jimbo, he really has patience and he don't give up on guys. And that's one thing I would say, like he loves his guys like they're his own. And there's nobody that Jimbo doesn't like. If you think he don't like you, it's just because you can't deal with him being on your head every single day trying to reach your highest potential.
Holding you accountable, man. People don't like being held accountable, man.
That's exactly boys had a wrinkle in the collars.
Say that one more time.
The senior committee had a
wrinkle in the collars.
Yeah, you had to with some ass on every now and then to get some boys in check.
Yeah, man. It's it was tough. Some guys we had to, it had to go to some extremes, but it was cool. We got it all together. And I mean, look at that 2012 season. We had a good year. We dropped the ball against NC State and Florida, but overall that was a really good season and a big turning point. And that was the first year too where the whole, like, I know you know about it more, CJ, but the no social media thing that started in 2012 with us. And then which I don't know, maybe it helped. I can't say if
why did it come about? What happened? What was that meeting like? Was the team meeting like when Jimbo said y'all got to cut everything off? What was it about?
It was more of him just saying like, we got to focus up and stop worrying about what people on the outside saying. And then it was also one of those, like, he didn't want anybody to, because we started doing good after my freshman year, we started like doing good and picking up the program so fast that everybody was showing us love and stuff like that. And he never wanted us to, I guess it was one of those things to just still try to just stay, I guess, humble and focused type things. And we did have some issues where a couple guys would go back and forth with fans and stuff like that when we didn't have good games. And that was something that he was like, he didn't want us to do either, because when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, everybody hates you type deal. And he was just like, we gonna do this. No social media. We gonna focus on this team. We gonna focus on playing ball and winning games during this season. And it was just like, he's just asking us to do that from late July to January or whatever. Which it's not that bad now that I look back on it. But 20-year-old me,
y'all boys still on the timeline, just not responding to the stuff.
Yeah, just not responding to stuff. Just not like posting stuff, arguing with people, stuff like that. We were still on there. Just he didn't want us, just going on there. And I think at first it was more of a experiment type thing, just to see how it goes, because we didn't do that. That was until 2012 was the first year that we did a no social media thing. And then I think they kept it up for the next like 4 years
his duration,
or something like that. But I think it's either his last year or as soon as he left, that was done for.
Out the window.
They weren't trying to hear that.
Oh no, Willie let them boys.
Man,
Willie let them boys get all type of social media. Whatever you want to do, baby.
I heard he let them do whatever they wanted to do too.
Yeah, that's another thing.
See how that went.
I bet they loved it, man. No accountability, they love that.
Oh
shit.
yeah, heck yeah.
Going from the the chief that's gonna regulate everything to the fun guy. But let's talk about some of your big games, man. Because your sophomore year, you kind of break out. Mm-hmm. You had over 1,000 all-purpose yards as a true sophomore. You had a huge game against Miami, the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Let's talk about that season and what games kind of stood out to you and what big moments stood out to you.
I think my first big run was I think it was against BYU. Early in the season, I had like an 80-yard touchdown run. So that's one of the first games that like come to mind was that. And I think that was after that game, I believe, or maybe 2 games after that, I ended up becoming the starter. And I think it was one of those things where like I kept getting like sprinkled in and just kept being consistent, just kept like, making plays and stuff. For the life of me, I cannot remember that Miami game. Oh, no. I'm lying. I do remember. That was when I had the 2 big runs back to back.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Yes.
I'm on the wrong side of that. I remember that.
Oh man, yeah. So going to that game, man, I was definitely hyped about that one because we had just lost, I think, by 2 or 3 points that year before. So we was like, nah, we gotta get our revenge back for sure. And it was Jimbo's birthday that game too. And we was
he took that shit. See, Jimbo hated Miami and Florida, man.
Yep. And his, first year head coach going against Miami like that game.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that game was crazy. And so going to those 2 plays, I had the 60-yard run or whatever, and it got called back. And so like I'm walking back and I looked to the sideline and my running back coach at that time, Eddie Grant, he was like I was signaling like, coach, get somebody, I'm tired. And he was like, we have nobody. And I'm like, bro, what? Like JT, Ty, all them boys standing right there beside you. You talking about we ain't got nobody? Like, I need a break.
They ain't got no dirt on their jersey.
Yeah, he was like, we got nobody. Come on back. So I jogged back, and then Jimbo called the same play again, and I looked at Lonnie Pryor, and he looked at me. He was like, all right, let's go. And I said, all right, bet. And then, man, that gap opened up so big. I was like, what?
I don't think you got touched.
No, I did not. I didn't get touched at all. And Lonnie got up to the safety free. And shoot, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it for that. And at that time, it ended up being, which I was grateful for, like it ended up being the longest run Miami had ever allowed at that time, which was cool. Like that was a great accomplishment for me to have, and for me to talk about for the years that it lasted. I forgot. I think somebody in Carolina or something, North Carolina, I believe, maybe broke that.
Man, about 4 or 5 people probably broke that shit.
Yeah, now, yeah.
They probably broke it 4 times in that game, man. They kicked our ass up and down the field, Jack. I don't know.
That game.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was a good game. Mm-hmm.
Break it down for me. Jimbo love that zone running play. So break down to me like how you view the field, what's going on in your process of as a running back throughout the play from the snap all the way to like the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm. So first off, it's more of what the guys that you have on that O line. He was a big fan of. He wasn't a big fan of size. He was more of a, guys that can move. And that's what you need for the outside zone to work. You for sure need some like the left tackle, right tackle, the big guys that can maybe reach defensive end, and then a tight end that can, block pretty well. And for us, for running backs, it's our reads on that play is the first down lineman, which is the defensive end usually, or outside linebacker. First down lineman from outside in. So you read it 1, 2, 3. So from D end to D tackle to backside, all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically from that first read, if that defensive end, obviously, if he goes outside and the left tackle or right tackle can't reach him, then you just cut it up and you just kind of read it from there. It's more of like training your eyes more than just athletic ability. I would say it's just training your eyes, training your mind for that. And given the type of athletes we had up front, like that was one of our staples. And then we had Lonnie at fullback, which, for him, he has to read it like a running back. That's really his coaching points too, is read it just like the running back. Because a part of me is following him as well, and he's supposed to help me get on through there. And it's a trust factor as well, because our focus is the D line. The second level, I know for me, I never really even paid attention to. It was more of a trust factor that my O line, the center and the guards are going double team and get up to those second level guys. And it was more of a reaction than anything. It's read the down lineman, then react to color type deal. And given, my skill set being like a smaller guy, I wasn't a big fan of, running inside zone and stuff like that. So having that outside zone play was definitely like right down my alley. And I mean, you look at the history of it, that's still going on now, it's working in the NFL with San Francisco. They do it like crazy still. And it's very productive when you got the right guys up front. Now, if you got a bunch of big 330-pound guys, it's not going to work as well because they can't move. They can't move it. Yeah, they can't move like that. So you need some agile guys. And if you got some good guys up front. And
Trent Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, you know all about running behind Trent.
Oh man, nah, that's he a different animal. That boy he's a different beast, bro. Like,
we got 99.
I ain't never seen nobody do the things that he does. And I'm talking about off the field too. Like on the court, Trent goes crazy.
Oh, really?
I'm talking about windmills. Oh, he can do it all, bro. He can do it all. At 3, I think he like 340.
Damn.
He can do it. He can do it all. He's
one of those special guys.
Yeah. That boy is different.
So rivalry wise, I know you went 3-1 against Miami.
Yeah.
How did Florida go?
2-2.
2-2.
So we lost to Tebow freshman year. They embarrassed us. It was 30-0. Sophomore year, we end up beating them. Junior year, we beat them, and then we lost my senior year.
That's right.
Yeah, I missed the junior and senior games. I missed those last 2. I was hurt.
All right, tell the truth real quick. When
right.
EJ came to the sideline that last game with Antonio Morrison, he was concussed, wasn't he? Tell the truth.
I can't answer that because I don't even think I was there. But
you weren't there for
I had tore my
ACL.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
That
was against Miami.
So even before the ACL, man, you ball your sophomore, you're going into your junior year. First carry of the game against Wake Forest, man. Yep. You break your back, man. So talk about that process, man. Because when I heard that, I was like, damn. I'm thinking,
what part? Like real back or like Mike Tyson back?
Broke my back.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. It was my T-spine, so like the middle of the spine, T4 and T5. And it was a dumb decision on me, honestly. It was a toss play, and I could have ran outside and got an easy first down. But me having the mentality I had, I felt like I wanted to run somebody over and set the tone at that time. And it was a safety just sitting right there, waiting on me. And when I hit him like it was just head, like the crown of my head and his chest. And it was just like, it felt like I hit a brick wall, and I just fell over. And then one of my
That's
one of
humbling. That's humbling.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just hit
think about life
I
on
just
the ground.
yeah. I
just
just fell over, bro. And then I couldn't breathe, so that had me like panicking or whatever.
Right,
But my one of the old linemen tried to pick me up, and I couldn't like reach up for him. I couldn't even like pick my arm up to like reach up for him. And so the training staff runs out on the field, and they like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, literally, I cannot breathe. So I'm low key like whispering, saying I can't talk. And the doctor, like, she was like, calm down, just try to breathe. And I'm like, I can't. What you want me to do? Like, I can't talk. I can't. My back, like, I was straight numb. Like, my upper body was just straight numb at the time. And like, I could feel my toes and stuff like that. So I knew like my whole body hadn't like shut down on me or whatever. But we just kind of took our time, or they took their time just trying to, get me up and get me off the field and stuff like that. And when I went to the doctor, when I got to the hospital, the doctor that was taking care of me was just like, he was like, it's good that you couldn't lift your arm up, because if you had where you had that fracture in your spine, it was close to a nerve, and it could have like, you could have pinched that nerve, and it could have paralyzed you from the waist down, type deal. And I was like, dang, man, like, I'm so glad that didn't happen. But he was just like, he confirmed to me like right away. He was like, look, this is gonna take some time. He was like, but if you want to play again, I'm letting you know that you absolutely can. You're gonna have a shot to play again. It's just gonna be up to you, and you being smart, being patient with the situation. Because he had said he had this situation before with a player, and he was like, yeah, he made it to the league, and he ended up, having a successful career and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. But just going through that whole process of recovery and stuff, man, it was tough. It was tough. Like, that pain. Oh, I wouldn't wish that on my enemy. That pain that I had, and just having to sleep. Like, I had this whole like brace thing literally from my neck down. I had on, and it was like attached to my leg. So I was kind of walking like a robot, basically. And I had to go to class, because I couldn't miss classes and stuff like that. My grades ended up dropping because I just lost focus. I couldn't like focus up and stuff in classes or anything. And yeah, I want to say it took about 6 months or so before I got to a point that I felt like I could play again, or I felt like I wanted to as well. And one thing about Jimbo, like, he was patient with me. He was like, look, I'm not gonna force you to do this. Like, that's not what I'm here for. But if you want to do it, then I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna tell you to be smart, and I'm gonna make sure like we take this process as slow as we possibly can. So when it came to workouts and stuff like that, he just he trusted me. And it was just one of those situations where he was like, if you can't do it one day, then just let me know that you can't go. But if you can, then let's get up and let's get this thing going. And like literally from that day through my senior year, I never got tackled again. Like he wasn't having it. So I wore like a quarterback jersey for a good bit of that senior year. I ended up like wearing a quarterback jersey and stuff like that. But after that, it was pretty much like once I came back from the injury, it was understood like ain't nobody touching Chris. Like y'all leave him alone. When he come through this hole, no matter what drill we doing, just get out his way and just let him run type deal. And
He was almost a Make-A-Wish kid at practice.
yeah, absolutely. That's exactly that's exactly what it was like. But it was cool for me because like I wasn't getting beat up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
But how was that? People know how the rehab part is physically, man. How was it for you mentally? Because I know, going through something like that, you had to have some mental blocks in regards to trying to get back out on the field.
Yeah, no, it was
Like, how was
tough,
that first hit for you, that first contact as well after the fact?
Oh, I was scared. I was scared for a good little minute. Like as far as workouts are workouts, but then when we got to practice and got in pads for that first like spring, I was scared, and I ended up breaking my hand because of it. Because like one of the linebackers came up. It might have been like Kelvin came up like full speed in my face, and mind you, he was gonna stop. He was stopping, getting ready to like slow down and stuff like that. But I threw my hands up to like try to protect myself instead of like putting my shoulder down or whatever, and I ended up like breaking my hand. I think that was the first day of pass. Because I was just scared to just try to make any type of contact. So my first reaction was throw your hands up, try to push him away, and I think it got smacked between like two helmets or whatever. But
you had to be frustrated as shit, man. You back
oh
in.
Man,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, and it was like that was the first practice my stepdad and my brother ever came to too. And like they were both there, so I was just I was in that mode trying to got adrenaline pumping and everything, like trying to show out, trying to show them I'm good and stuff like that, and made a dumb decision or whatever. But yeah, I was like, bro, this can't be real life right here. So like I went through the rest of the practice. They didn't even know. I just kept telling them I couldn't like I was like, I can't feel my hand and it's getting swollen. And I ended up like going through practice because I didn't want to stop because my pops and my brother was there or whatever. So yeah, that was pretty much that. But then when we hit game day, that first game we played, I think it was a smaller school we ended up playing, and I was ready. Jimbo was more nervous than I was. So he didn't really like. I think I had a touchdown or whatever, but like the first two games, he really didn't let me do much. And then that third game, we played Wake Forest, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna let you go." And he let that happen till halftime, and he took me out the game at halftime. And I was heated. Because that was like the first game. Like it happened against Wake. I got to get them back. And I had 198 in the first half, and he came to me and was like, "You're not going back in the game." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "No, I'm not putting you back in it." Man. Yeah. He was, I was like, "Nah, man." Yeah. I was about to start crying. I was like, "Come on, coach. Like, you got to let me finish this one out." And he was like, "No, I'm not letting it happen." And yeah, that was that. But it definitely took me a while mentally, and I ended up with a broken hand because I was so nervous about anybody touching me, anybody getting close. And then just over time, it honestly ended up not so much being my body. It ended up being more of the helmet and the shoulder pads on me, that weight trying to get used to that weight on my back again. That really caused the pain more than anything else. And that just it took about I would say about a month and a half, and then that finally went away, and then I was ready to go at that time. By that time,
how's that injury now?
it still bothers me. But it's one of those things where when it happened, there was some deterioration of like the disc that can't be repaired. So it's still like part of the bone sometimes. Well, those two, whatever you call it, the bones are rubbing against each other in that area.
I got you. Yeah.
So it creeps up on me every now and then, but it was one of those where they were like, it's not bad enough that we got to go in and do surgery on this thing, and you way too young to be talking about having back surgery or anything like that. So he was like, they were all like, it should be fine. It'll bother me every now and then, but nothing too bad where they would have to go in and remove disc and all that, because that's dangerous.
That's major. Yeah. That's good.
All right, so you bounce back from that, and you talk about that game you had against Wake Forest. So 2012 senior, you're balling, right? 687 yards within 8 games that year.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Miami game happened, and you tear your ACL. You're like, oh man, all this situation all over again, right? Yeah. And shoot, you still was it's a crazy. I don't know if you noticed or not. You still was top 10 in the ACC in rushing yards. I think you finished 6th in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Only playing like 3/4 of the season.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like before that game, I went out like for warm-ups or whatever, and when I was like warming up, I kind of like made a cut, like a little quick little cut, just to get my feet up under me. And I remember going back inside because I was like, oh, something feel a little weird. So I went and got like a little knee sleeve to put on it just to kind of keep my leg, keep it tight and stuff like that. But of course it's in Miami, so it's like super hot and humid and stuff like that. So we get through warm-ups, and like right before we go out on the field, I took it off. I took the knee sleeve off because it was too hot. And then we get through the game, going through the game or whatever. And I made a couple plays here and there. And then that one play, EJ threw me the pass on a wheel route, and I saw like safety and corner coming. And I tried to cut inside, and literally my foot just got stuck in the ground when they hit me. And I heard it pop. Like it was loud. I heard it pop, and I think it was on our sideline. And the first person I saw was Jimbo.
Yeah.
Like he had ran up to me, and I was like, bro, not again. Ain't no way this happening to me again after having this year that I'm having. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, because you was balling, man. I'm talking about you was about to be the first 1,000-yard back since war done.
Yeah. So I knew like I was on pace for all of that. Like that, all that stuff was in the back of my mind. And then I was like, bro, ain't no way. So we go into the locker room. I couldn't walk. I couldn't put no pressure on it at all. So they were like, you're not going back in the game. We're going to test it out the next day and see. So they ended up like doing an MRI and stuff like that. And they called me. Jimbo called me in his office Sunday like afternoon. And he was like, well, you tore your ACL. And I was like, nah, ain't no way. And he was like, yeah, you absolutely did. And I was like, nah, there's no way I tore my ACL, because at this point, like I couldn't walk immediately after, but that next day I was walking on my own, felt fine, felt no pain, nothing at all. And he was like, yeah, we just gonna have to kind of handle this, situation, try to see what time we gonna have surgery, all that kind of stuff. And I just like broke down in his office, and he was like, no, it's all right. Don't worry about it. all this stuff. He was like, we may be able to, because of the injuries you had, there may be a situation where we can gray shirt you given the amount of games that you played in your last 2 years or whatever. But it was something that we were going to like revisit after the season and stuff. And so I went back to the trainers and I was like, look, Jimbo just told me the news. He was like, but I was like, but I really don't believe I tore my ACL. Like, we're going to have to do another MRI. And they were like, Chris, you tore your ACL. And I was like, there's no way. And she was like, they asked me to like do some moves and stuff in there. And I did. And I was like, I'm fine. Like, I don't feel any pain. They were like, you tore your ACL. I said, well, you just going to have to give me another test. So we ended up doing another MRI. Of course, it came back, same news or whatever. And then I was just like, well, what's this, what we do about this? So they said like we had to let the swelling go down and then have surgery. But it was tough because like I was balling that year, senior year. And so I'm getting like all these agents reaching out to me and everything. So I'm like, oh yeah, like it's all that stuff picking up too. And literally after I tore my ACL, every agent that was reaching out to me, I started reaching out to them and couldn't nothing. They were all gone. Like they straight dipped on me with the quickness. And even like there was this one guy, big time agent too. He would like answer and he'll be like, oh yeah, we gonna I'll set a meeting with you. We're gonna try to find a date to set a meeting with you and stuff like that. I was like, all right. A month go by, didn't hear nothing. I call him again. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to set up a date. And then at a certain point, my mom was just like, look, clearly he not for you. So just let him be, leave him alone. But I was just like, nah, he's one of the bigger guys. Like I gotta have him, especially given, my my injury history and stuff like that. Like I need somebody like that to help me. And everybody fell through. I ended up talking to one agent at the bowl game and in Miami, like my parents and stuff were there, got to talk to him a little bit. After that meeting, I was calling him like crazy, nothing. He would not answer the phone for me again and stuff like that. So I just kind of lost all hope to like get into the NFL. And then it was, I don't know if you remember Trevor Mawad, CJ. He was like a sports psychologist.
Yeah, I remember him.
He passed away last year, I think it was. But
didn't know that.
Yeah. He I was doing rehab and he was like, hey, you got an agent? And I was like, nah, like everybody dropped me. I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, I'm literally just trying to get my knee better just because I want to be healthy. That's it. He was like, hey, let me reach out to this agent I know, get you in contact with him and we'll see what we can do from there. And I was like, all right, bet. Literally the next day, the agent that I still have now, he called me and he was like, yeah, I just talked to Trevor. I looked at all your stuff. Like, you're a beast, blah, blah, blah. If you allow me to work with you, this is my plan. He had it all laid out where I was going to go do rehab, how he was going to help me with everything. And literally, it was in a matter of a day. I ended up meeting with him. He like wanted to talk to my family and all that kind of stuff. And then I signed with him like shortly after and I ended up going over to Pensacola to the Andrews Institute and stuff and like doing my recovery, my rehab and stuff over there. And like, I'm like super grateful for him because like he really like looked out for me. And then I ended up in March, I think it was, or like late February, I ended up getting an invite to the NFL Combine, and I couldn't even do anything, but I got to go there, do a couple interviews, I only talked to 2 teams, the Redskins and the Patriots. And shoot, that was pretty much it from there. But my agent, like, he was going hard for me. He still do to this day. Like, he still be going hard for me. And like, that's my guy.
That's
Like,
crazy
that's
how that situation played
Yeah.
out, man. And you got the agent, but in turn got a lifelong friend too.
Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
you get to the Redskins and you back balling, right, man? So you have some years with the Redskins. You the best third down back in the league, man, and everything is just coming for you. So how was that like playing in the NFL? And just being back playing ball and doing well again after all the injuries that you went through.
Yeah, man, it was a blessing. It just made me appreciate everything more, because of what I went through, and then just still being able to make it and have the opportunity to play in the NFL. And then even in the league, like, I've had some injuries, but thankfully I've been able to have a group of coaches and some people around me that still like trusted in me regardless of the things that I the injuries and stuff like that I went through. But it was cool just living that dream and going through that whole process with the Redskins and stuff, and with their like fan base. They really show love, and they still do to this day. And I think, like, for me in the situation I had, that was probably the best fit for me too, when it comes to the the support and stuff like off the field. It was a lot like the Florida State fan base, and for the situation, the injuries and all the stuff that I went through, to have like a base that still believes in you regardless whether you on the field or not, like, that really like helped like keep me motivated and stuff. And never really won too much. We were pretty trash my whole time there. But it's I mean I made a lot of friendships with with players, with staff and stuff that'll go that'll be lifetime. And just moments I had on the field, big games and stuff like that. Like, it was amazing, bro.
Where are you at now officially?
Nowhere now. I'm a free agent right now. So I was in Chicago and San Fran last year a little bit. But that's it. And now at this point, I'm just trying to just wait for another phone call, and then just kind of see where things go from there.
Not retired yet. Still trying to get a few more years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go from trying to get in the league to having longevity. We've seen other guys that went first, second, third round. They're not in the league no more. Some of the guys you came in with, what's that feeling like, proving yourself right?
Yeah, no, it's that's a great feeling, man, and it goes back like to the way that it's hard to get in. It's hard to get into the league, but then it's easy to stay in the league. And I say that on a sense of, if you're consistent and you know who you are and what you can do, and you got the right staff around you, like, you can last in this league. Because, like, for me, I had injuries and stuff, which a lot of guys have had injuries, and then teams just kind of give up on them. But for me, like, I figured out who I was and what I can do, and I found that's at that time, I would say it wasn't rare, but like now all teams are looking for guys that can run the ball, catch, run routes, pass block, do the whole deal. But for me, it was more so being able to catch and pass block. And that was something that made me different, made me stick out from a lot of guys in the league. Because you see some guys that's like dominant running backs that hate pass blocking. Or you see guys that's, in your top 10, top 15 or whatever, but they can't catch a pass to save their life or get open on routes and stuff like that. So like to have a guy like myself that's considered like, I guess, a third down back, that can do those things, is really what helped like keep me in the league. And then just building relationships with folks. So like the coaches that I've had from 2013 to 2020, they all know what I can do. They all know who I am. They know, what they're gonna get from me on a daily basis, and know that I'm gonna be a pro about my work as well and not give anybody issues and stuff. And that's what teams want. That's what it makes them feel comfortable to have somebody like me, one in the meeting rooms to help like younger guys, who may be, potentially be starters and stuff, because that was never my role to like be a starter or whatever. So to be able to, because I understood the game and knew the game well, be able to help guys that's incoming, learn the game, learn what they're doing and why they're doing it type deal. And like I said, just being consistent. And that's really been the biggest thing that's really helped me to outlast a lot of guys. Like, I think from my class, drafted and undrafted, that went to the Redskins, it was after 5 years, it was only like 3 of us there, 3 out of 40 or 50 guys, whatever it was, that came in. And I think
testament to your character, man.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just been a blessing, man.
Last question before we get you out of here, Chris. With all the injuries and stuff that you've had, you look back and say, what could have been if I didn't get hurt, or this, that, and the other? Because numbers wise, in my opinion, if you wouldn't have got hurt, I think you would have been up there as one of the best backs in FSU history. Mm-hmm. I know right out, it was a long drought of not having 1,000-yard back, and he was close. And then right after that, we had Freeman,
Vontae,
we had Vontae, we had Dalvin, and then we had Cam all get 1,000 yards. Mm-hmm. So what do you think that outlook would look like if you had not been injured?
It would be, it would be totally different than what it is now. And even that, like, I know I would have definitely gotten drafted a bit higher than what I did, which would have obviously, meant more money, more opportunity and stuff. And then given that, I guess I still got drafted, so that stuff, that would have just been more of like, I would have been in the record books and stuff like that, which would have been, I mean, amazing. Like, that's what I wanted to, be remembered in history. My name be, on one of them stars in front of the building that's at one point. But it is what it is. Then got to the league. 2017 was like my best year. I think through week 10, right before my injury, when I broke my ankle, I had like 800 all-purpose yards. Mm-hmm. And that would have, like, had I made it through that season healthy, that would have changed. Man, that would have set me off like no other. But it was one of those things where, like, even like talking to my girl and stuff, we would have those conversations all the time, and it was just it would kind of bring me down more than anything, just thinking about, what could have been and stuff. And, she's just, even helped me still to this day. She helps me because it'll come up every now and then, or I'm talking to somebody, they'd be like, oh man, that 2017 season, like, that was just a totally different you, all this kind of stuff. And now I look back on all of that stuff I went through in college, and I think it was just part of my journey and part of my testimony to be able to, help guys in the future, and stuff, and just kind of be able to tell my story, let guys know like that I still made it. I still was able to make it through with all those injuries I had and all that stuff, that just letting guys know, like, regardless of what you going through, just keep your head down and just keep working, keep trusting, keep believing in yourself. And whatever happens. But I look back on it now and I'm thankful that I did have that stuff, because it made me appreciate every moment that I did have in the league, the moments I had, with my college teammates and stuff. I appreciate it like way more now, because of that stuff.
Chris, appreciate you coming on, man. Yeah, dog, appreciate you coming on, bro. And just, I want to give you a shout out for, making it and seeing it through, bro, because we talked about it early, all the talent that we had come through the Tallahassee area, like during our point in time.
Yeah.
A lot of people made it, but a lot of people didn't make it. I was just as talented. We talk about, British footman who was on my team, never made it in, Willie Downs, the safety that you played with. So for you to, make it through, have the opportunity through within the city in the A5 or make it on top, man, I really salute you on that for seeing it through, because a lot of people don't make it through our situation, man.
Yeah,
so I appreciate you for that.
Appreciate you, bro.
Getting back in the league too, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Bless up, man. Tell the people where they can find you at, bro.
Twitter is Chris Thompson _4, and Instagram CThompson25. I don't have much else. No TikTok.
All good. You got a lot of love out there from the fans. Yeah. We announced that you were coming on for an interview. A lot of fan love. A lot of people said that you one of their favorite knows, man. Yeah. Just want to give you that energy.
I appreciate that. That. Absolutely.
All right, man. Much love, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Be well, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Be easy.
Yep.
Chris Thompson, former FSU running back, man. Real good conversation, fellas. I know it ran kind of long, but it was he had when it comes to like storytelling. Yeah, exactly. He gave in-depth answers. Right.
I like his a lot of people come and give you just short sentences and get out of there, but he was real descriptive and elaborated a lot, man. Let's get back into this big three talk. Before we get back into it, visit thegramco.com. You want to use the bathroom, bro? What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta take quickly.
Already, man. Right. Cool. While live listeners, while y'all vibing, retweet it, share it, like it, give us some energy. But also visit thegramco.com. Use coupon code roll up 25% off all products. We're gonna vibe and wait for Larry to come back. I've been muting my ass off, so I kept some of the background noise out.
Bro, I ain't even keeping no damn Harlan gonna be pissed. I ain't been keeping no time markers, barely nothing.
Well, we should have the time marks of the interview, and then also
we've been flowing. There has been any edit break, points like that. So
yeah, it's the only one right here.
Yeah, just bathroom myself. Right back.
All good. We'll resume in a minute. We just vibing a little bit. I'm not finna go anywhere. I use the bathroom doing the show. I had to take a break. This show going way longer than I wanted to. I tell you that shit. But I'm vibing. Miami out here whiffing. We fuck around and I'll talk about it when they get back, bro, but all that shit looking funny in the light. We finna get it back rolling in a minute. Appreciate y'all patience hanging out with us this Sunday morning.
Yeah, that coffee ain't no joke.
Wake and bake?
Nah, I told you I gotta make sure I ain't got a piss test. Well, if I find out I ain't got a piss test, oh my lord.
You on the
I
way
know
to
he
bait?
be getting bait all the time.
Who that?
Pretty sure. Matter of fact, let me text him right now while I'm thinking about it. I'm ready.
You ready? We back in the fold.
Hold on, before we get back in, where were we at on Big Three?
Y'all whiffs.
We was going over y'all whiffs.
The last one was I think we was talking about the safety.
Aguero.
Yeah, the safety.
Yeah, Aguero. Okay, so I should be picking back up at. Okay, I know where to pick up from now.
Right in that minute mark, let's keep it rolling.
So
we back at it. Let's finish some Big Three talk. We was talking about Miami Wolves safety.
Yeah,
Aguero.
Yeah, Aguero did end up committing to Georgia. Other than that, we didn't have any actual other whiffs. There were some pushbacks though. We had Jaden Bonsu was supposed to announce, I want to say on the 20th. He ended up pushing his announcement back, and then the Malik Bryant, yeah, that was a pushback as well. I heard the party still went down yesterday, so cucumber sandwiches, Swedish meatballs, little smokies.
Sound like a baby shower menu.
Yeah, same thing. Salad, the pasta salad. Yeah, I mean, things of that nature. That time was on purpose.
Yeah, I called it that time.
All right, let's talk a little Malik Bryant. Malik Bryant, 5-star linebacker out of Orlando, originally from the 5'6", man. 5'6" get to the money. That's Cedric Baxter. I got the wrong kid in mind. But Malik Bryant out of Orlando Jones was supposed to commit yesterday. The barbecue still went down, but out of everybody's mind, we all thought he was going to Miami, correct?
Yeah. Still feeling good.
Words on the streets that Billy and the boys made a push, and things was getting a little weird. And I started hearing towards like as it got closer to a decision being made that we felt really good on our end. This is all just just talking to sources and people around the program from both sides or whatever. But Florida felt good going into it. But I felt like, from a momentum standpoint, Miami had the biggest momentum for the longest amount of time. But if we was coming on late, I love that energy. And then we get a pushback. And he still haven't set a new date, but I still think he's going to decide fairly soon here. But overall, how you feeling from your side?
I was kind of told not to panic. Not that huge of a deal. I do think Florida absolutely did get a young man something to think about a little bit more. So good job on that staff, or at least, fighting all the way to the end. But yeah, I feel like y'all clawed back in it. I do feel like it was he was our commitment. Still feel good. I just think that Florida's getting themselves a better chance at this point. So clearly it's not over if it's pushed back. If it was just a done deal, it
was like the Rashada situation where we had Rashada all wrapped up.
Yeah.
I feel like we had Rashad all wrapped up, it felt like, and then he was about to decide, and then he got a pushback all of a sudden, and it felt like Miami was coming on strong. So I just feel like that situation flipped a little bit.
How many linebackers y'all got in your class right now?
Oh no, we depleted. So we got the bad guy. We got to be able to pay for a linebacker. Our linebacker recruiting is abysmal. Okay. Yeah, so we got to do what we got to do at the linebacker room. Offensive line recruiting is also abysmal. But I do like where we stand with Malik Bryant. We'll see where we at with it. From a momentum standpoint, I think this bodes well for us. I think Bama's still in the wings, man. Whatever Malik decides, like right now, I don't think, because I do feel good where we at with it. But to signing day, bro, with most of these kids, I think Bama and Georgia just lurking on and watching boards and chilling. And when rents due, they'll deliver some checks and do what they got to do. But right now, I feel good on Malik Bryant. We'll see how it all ends up. And if we get Malik Bryant, and then like I said, we got Aiden Mazzell, we got the Castell line safety kid that's supposed to commit. Jakeem Jackson, 4-star defensive back. We have about 4 or 5 kids, man. If we get those 4 or 5 kids that's deciding before fall, and we win out on Malik, It's gonna be revisit season, CJ. You feel me?
Because I remember those.
It's gonna be receipt season, double back season. Because
I was thinking that Malik was a layup too. Cause I started this, Miami's fans started getting talking real greasy. I guess once the smoke started talking, about him popping to Miami, then that kind of backed off for him to push it back is real interesting. But I guess Miami's supposed to have a big weekend. I don't know what happened. I know Mario kind of hinted towards it at the ACC Media Days. Who says it's gonna be a second wave? I guess we're still looking for it.
It's like the monkeypox wave he was talking about.
It ain't over. We still got it. We still got a lot of big dogs on that board.
You better land them. I'm just saying, it could be done. Don't peak too soon. This not to you, Larry. This is to the people on Twitter. It's not my first rodeo. I've been covering this stuff for a very long time. And soon you think it's all over, it's summertime, baby. I told y'all the vibe. And we land what I think we can land it towards the end of this summer. If we win out, because it's still an if with all of this. If we win out of Malik, but I feel good on my 4 outside of Malik. We get them 4 and we get Malik, it's gonna be revisit season on the timeline. Don't get scared. Alert your people. Is what Jay-Z said.
Yeah, that's why I don't be tweeting all kind of shit.
How you feel? You had us. Let's do a 5-star check-in because you had a 5-star check-in as well. You felt good on a few of them. What do you feel right now on your 5-star check-in?
What did I land? What I said 3, and I thought up to 5. So 3 was my early prediction. I'm still comfortable there. I'm still comfortable. I'm gonna say 3 is my guarantee. Feeling great. I'm feeling good about 5. I think we get Okunlola. That's another 5. So yeah, it's some, like I said, still some big targets up there that could possibly push. Jaden Rashada could also move up to a 5. He's really close himself. So, and Jaden Wayne is another kid that could move up to a 5 as well. So,
right.
Feeling pretty good still.
Okay,
Hakeem still out there. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the same energy.
We have Derek LeBlanc coming up for commitment watch July 28th, Jakeem Jackson on the 28th, and also John Walker. All those I-4 quarter. Those guys all choosing in the next few days. Aiden Mizell's on the 29th. July 30th, Jordan Castle. August 10th is Cedric Baxter, who we feel is most likely heading to Texas. Outside of that, I think Will Norman from IMG is going to decide before the season as well, who I feel good on as well. So we'll see how it all shake out. And that's pretty much, we got the cookout coming up this weekend. That's our big thing for this week is the cookout. I'll get the exact list of that. I got a running list. Of course, you got Cormani, Mpemba, the big names that'll be on campus. Also, a lot of 2024 guys. Andy Jean is one that and Cameron James are also 2 guys that could possibly make some decisions before the season. We still have DeQuavius Sori that's also in the wings that may make a decision before the season. So we have some guys that may pop before the season to get us in that top 10-ish, around that range.
May pop. I mean, that's some tires. Y'all call them that, may pops.
Yeah.
Them joints. You
gotta keep
looking at it like, and they might that thing may pop, boy. But
y'all got y'all big campus. Y'all got a cookout coming this weekend. You expecting any smoke, any fireworks? Because I think we're gonna get some fireworks on campus, man. Y'all expecting any fireworks?
I gotta go. I'm with you. I gotta revisit the list. I don't know if there's any like huge targets that's supposed to be pulling up per se. I gotta look at the list, so don't give me the line. By the time we get back into the next show and we get a little closer to it, probably actually let's say by Friday show, because by then that list will be getting filled out pretty well. I'll let you know if I feel like anything may go off during that actual visit. If we do miss on Malik, I think we swing back around on Stanquan Clark, 4-star running back out of Killian, I believe.
Linebacker?
So he's a guy
4-star linebacker?
Yeah, linebacker, yeah. Let me just make sure I got his name right. Make sure.
Yeah, I have.
Stanquan Clark. Yeah, he's listed at 6'2", 215. He's a guy that I think we're trying to get 3 linebackers in this class ultimately. We already got Washington and then Aguirre. I I still got to figure that out. Somebody's supposed to send me an app. Oh, yeah, I got to holler at them. Send me an app that actually helps you pronounce this stuff. So we can be on our A game. So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. The only other thing we got right now as far as in that world would be Connor Liu put out his graphic, whatever. He's committing on the 5th of August. Don't really like us in this one because we already have a center. He projects as a center, but he did put us in his top 4 with UGA, Clemson, and Auburn. And he's a Georgia kid. They are recruiting him. They haven't like let up. But I mean, you play the numbers game. We already got a center in this class. And he's from Georgia. So those 3 schools tend to just do better in that part of Georgia as well. So I don't know where he's going, but I feel better about early. I say Clemson is kind of the vibes I've been getting. That's really all we got going on right now over in Coral Gables.
What you got going on in Tyler, boy? You got some cooking? Or y'all just? I know y'all took somebody in the middle of in the wee hours of the night.
Nah, that was So we got a commit from a local 2024 defensive tackle, Keyshawn Mashburn, committed Saturday from Robert Monroe from Quincy. Got to check this kid. I haven't even looked at the film. I got to check it out. But I remember hearing smoke about this kid. Haven't seen the film yet. Had offers from 6'2", 280. Had reported offers from Oregon, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, and Ole Miss. He's currently unranked. I think when the time comes, he'll probably be a middle of pack 3-star type of kid. Once they really I know, of course, they got the really high ranked 2024 kids, but once they start looking into the the more kids in the 2024 class, I think he'll be a 3-star type of kid. So I'm okay with taking that commitment now. We'll see how it plays out within the next year or so. Once new film comes out and stuff like that, whether you keep him in the fold or not. But local kid, I think he'd be a 3-star once he when it's all said and done. Yeah, it was kind of out of surprise too. Wasn't expecting it. Kid just wasn't.
Mike sent the bat signal, man. You should have been prepared.
I know, right? I should have been prepared on that one. But I know the kid said he had a big announcement coming up. But we didn't think it would be a commitment. We thought it'd be like a top list or something. But I guess he said, "Nah, you know when you know, so to speak." We just had Chris Thompson on. He said he kind of knew at that point in time. So I guess the kid knew where he wanted to go. But we'll have more
locking
on him.
the spot down.
Yeah, locking that spot down too, right? But shout out to Odell, man. Odell go take them type of guys. As far as the camp, we do have the upcoming camp, and I'll get into our list on the Wednesday show. And I do expect a couple fireworks for that one too. We'll see how it plays out. That's pretty much all I got. Oh yeah, the football only the football only facility will be breaking ground in December. I said if I win the Powerball, not the Powerball, the Mega Million is like $700 million right now. So if I win that damn Mega Million, that damn football only should be ready by Labor Day.
I want that.
24 hours, baby.
What you gonna name it?
See, that's the thing. I ain't gonna trip on the name and all that, man. You know, some people
gonna have my name.
Oh no, just give it to Mickey Andrews. I'm gonna have it named Mickey Andrews, whatever. Just give me unlimited access. I want a suite. I want one suite for the games, whatever, and free gear for life, whatever I want. That's all I want, baby. Access and gear.
University of Florida. If I hit the Mega Lotto, I'm buying season tickets.
That's it.
That's it, huh?
That's it. You ain't erected no buildings.
No. Give me the nicest tweet at the stadium for season tickets. That's all I contribute.
Right. That's good. I feel you on that.
I'm gonna build the Florida State football only facility, so I can slap my name on the building. And
you need to build your own shit.
Access.
You need to get a regular stadium.
They already working on that. Why? I'm gonna help out where I need to help out, man.
You need to speed it up like CJ.
Right. I'm saying we're breaking it December on that bitch done by Labor Day.
I'd rather get that troll off. Fuck that. I'll buy both. Fuck it. I'll kick in on both, man.
Right.
I don't give a damn. I want to be able to say, hey, this. I want to be able to go to the game and say, I built that, right?
Right.
I want y'all to appreciate me too.
I want crews working 24 hours, baby. 24 hours of crews working.
How y'all feel about y'all boards? We heading into the fall. We got these final camps and whatever. Heading up, and then we go into dead period a little bit, and then camp. But how y'all feel about y'all overall recruiting board? Like, what needs to be closed on, fixed on, who's slacking, what's what?
No, feeling pretty good about the board. I was kind of I was kind of I was getting Shannon some some what's the word to put it? I was giving
Static, giving them a hard time.
Yeah, give him a little hard time in regards to linebacker board because I didn't see the vision. I didn't really think we had a shot at the Oregon line, not the Oregon, sorry, the California linebacker. I thought it was trading to Oregon rather. And then lo and behold, the smoke started kind of coming that he may be committing and he's going to be on campus for like 4 days at the end of the month within next week. So shout out to Randy for staying consistent with the recruitment. So I'm gonna give him a little pass, but I got to see better out of the running back board. I think Samuel Singleton is the guy that we are currently focusing on now. We have him committed. That'll be a really good get, but we can't strike out that running back this class. We gotta have a running back. I think we're going to take two, whether that's going to be two in high school or one high school and one portal. But I do think we need to take two this class. So I need one for high school. Absolutely. I can't take two out of the portal. I need a high school running back, something we haven't done just yet, Coach Jack. So let's get on it.
Right now, I would say my concerns will probably be interior defensive line. Just got to see a few more. Like, I don't know where the main targets that we actually have a good chance with. I know they're in it with a couple of guys, but I can't say I feel great about any of them in particular. Like, I'm confident that that's one we're going to land. So I would go, D-tackle type kids. Cornerback, definitely. I'd like to see again just targets that I felt really good about. We did. I thought the class last year was pretty solid, but we definitely got to get more bodies in there and just better talent. And then thirdly, probably safety. I think, because Bonsu's he's pushing his back. Don't know if that's a negative or I'm not exactly sure. We did miss on Aguayo. And so, I just no clear answers, I would say, right there. So those would be probably my three positions of concern as of right now, where I just feel like, we got to get some good talent to fill up those roster spots. Maybe a portal thing again.
I harp on mine every week, man. So it's just offensive line and also linebacker, period. Of course, if you could get Malik, a lot of energy changes as far as linebacker, right? We could take some pressure off of Peterson and Bateman if they could pull something off right there. But from the overall picture, it just hasn't been good, bro. And we'll see how the season goes and how the recruiting ends. But right now, you just can't survive with the type of relationship building that's happening. The feedback I'm getting just not great. Offensive line is same, a lot of the same, but I know there's some relationship building still going on there, and we'll see how it all pans out through the season. But right now, there's no answers for it right now. We'll see if they could build some relationships. They were just behind. Atkins had a lot of relationships. They got into some battle with Atkins in state that they lost. And I know this staff are banking on a lot of in-state prospects. That's what I do like about my commit list. Every kid, it's only 2 kids on there outside of Florida. And then if you look at the commits that we got lined up or the decision that's lined up, it's all Florida kids. So I do that. I like how Billy's, locking down the state. And the 2 kids that are outside of the state are Georgia kids. So we're harping in this area. Our average is at a good spot. We're moving, they're getting quality kids. There's 2 kids on that list that we could probably trim some fat with. But we just got 2 big rooms that we got to figure out. And then going forward, outside of, in the future, Marcus Stokes was a good bounce back, but we got to be able to land, elite quarterbacks at the University of Florida. And we'll just see how that all works out in the future. But I ain't mad at the class, bro. It's a marathon. I ain't going to get people are going to get on that roller coaster ride of a summer like they've never done this before. I'm just vibing. I know we got all the way to signing day. This logo is going to do what it do. Hopefully, Ant can go crazy, get us some momentum, and get the kids talking and shit. But the game's got to get played. So we'll see. That's it,
Mario. Mario's doing his work, getting back in Florida. He said basically, I hadn't worked this area like that in a while because, it's hard to get him way over to Oregon. That's just it's a tough pull, cute uniforms and everything. But
who's gonna be? Do you got somebody that's gonna be your big pull from Florida?
This
You guys have
cycle,
gotten some big names. You got some 5 stars now, and I still want to see all those West Coast kids make it out here and all. That's always theatrical on getting West Coast kids out here. But how do you? Who's your big
they
Florida
coming
kid?
on. They'll be here. You'll see it. Who's the defensive end? Hold on, let me see. I'll pull his name real quick. Defensive end out of Venice. He's a real quiet kid, though. He would probably be. I think actually 247 had just bumped him up to a 5-star too. Let me see. His name. Oh, Damon Wilson. Yeah, Damon Wilson.
Damon Wilson.
Yeah, 5-star out of Venice Beach, edge kid, 6'4", 230. That would be at this point. He's a quiet kid too, so he's not getting a lot of. I think, but I do think there's another one Mel's in. I think Michigan State's up there for him, Georgia, Bama. So that would be. I think that would be kind of the big. Yeah, Ohio State, Texas. Some of his kind of top contenders right now. So that would kind of be a big pull if we could land him right now with the people we're in contention with.
All right, that's all we got, man. So, Gator Nation, y'all sit tight. 29th, 30th, we should get some fireworks, and then
Yeah, it should be a real interesting weekend for all three.
Barbecue. We got the ribs.
Get his ass that Mac.
we finna get that Mac out this weekend. That Mac is going the fuck out. That Mac going out, dog.
Wow, y'all still playing with this Mac? All right.
Yeah. That Mac sliding a little bit. That shit starting to bust on the trail. On the lowest of keys.
Busting on the trail, on the intestinal trail.
Nah, that shit. And Mizzell about to tear that shit up, and then Castle gonna tear that shit up. And Malik, they sent Malik a pack. He opened that bitch up like, I don't know, boy. Y'all sent me some empanadas from Miami, but this Mac looking all right. Looking all right. I mean, read the side, man. I don't know if I want the Mac or I want these empanadas, but right now that Mac looking all right, man. Let me get a new thing.
That's racist. Oh man, what else we get into, man?
It's a quick little nasty. We didn't get it. We over 2 hours, man. We gave the people a lot of shit, man. But what y'all think about Kyle Murray, big contract?
My only thought on that is Lamar Jackson, man. Yesterday's price isn't today's price. That's my only thought on that.
Good point.
Lamar Jackson is about to get paid. And my take on that is the Ravens ownership played around and bullshitted with this contract, and they could have had it done way back then. Go end up paying more money in the long run, man, because whenever every contract is the next one up, right? When it comes to these big contracts with the quarterbacks, right? So
they essentially get him $1 more million than the
correct than the next person. So that's exactly how it goes. No matter who you think is better or not, it's just who's due next for the franchise quarterback money. And once that deal is on the table, the next deal is going to always be more than that. So the Ravens, man, you guys on the clock, man. Lamar Jackson probably is the most happiest person outside of Kyler Murray in regards to the contract.
The Cardinals gave him a 5-year, $230.5 million deal, includes $160 million guaranteed. He's the second highest paid quarterback at an average $46.1 million a year.
Well, there's some money out there, ain't it?
I'm trying to tell you.
Good God,
that shit's completely different. We talk about the old heads in basketball, complaining about the new cats getting money. It's the same in football, boy.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work to sit around and say, man, I should have been born this decade. Like, whoever doing that.
But you know what's funny? I say that, but I go backwards though. Like I would have been a gangster, dog.
I would have been hell in the 70s if I had my life.
I want to go back and be like a 20s, 30s,
Nah,
it's racist back then. I can't go back then.
But police and shit what they saying, bro. Police it ain't like
I am not going to the 20s, boy.
Yeah,
I would have been gangsters.
I walked down the wrong motherfucking damn
wrong. They gonna walk down the wrong nigga.
Are you taking your 5 back?
Yeah, maybe 30's too far back. Let me go
back.
Your
gun back in the time machine?
Nah, I'm gonna be like Bumpy Johnson and shit. I like that era, man. I like
these white only pies, baby.
Like when you can get it off, man.
White only pies.
White only pies.
That's what movie is that? That's
Life. Ray Lucas shot somebody in broad daylight, cuz. He gave him his change back. I said, that's the kind of shit I like.
That wasn't the 20s.
I know, that's why I said let me fast forward. I went back too far.
Yeah, 20s is too far.
20 was too far back. I changed my mind a little too far back.
247 wrote an article on Bronny James. They saying that he's never going to play college basketball. And when they talk to basketball coaches around the country that are recruiting, they're not really recruiting him. They think he's going to go possibly play some overseas ball. What do you guys think about that?
I think Bronny, because what is he going overseas for? He's a kid that has it all, right? He doesn't need the money right now. And you get money now in college regardless with NIL now. So I think Bronny, he's a kid that I think he'll definitely stay in the States and go college. I think that fits him better as far as that experience. He's been.
Well, are you hearing recruiting buzz? But I don't hear no recruiting buzz.
I haven't. I think it'll pick up pretty soon, but I haven't been hearing any overseas type of buzz either. I know he recently played in the camp that he balled in. So I know his recruitment's his profile as far as a prospect is kind of taking off a little bit. Because there are some questions whether he would be, that type of guy. A lot of people say right. Bryce is going to be.
Bryce is bigger than the motherfucker too.
Dog, that tall as LeBron, right? Yeah. Already. So they're saying Bryce is going to be the one, but Bronny going into this season, starting with the summer, his game is taking off a lot.
Yeah,
it's been taking off. So I think the closer we get, the more buzz we'll hear. But it's starting to take off now a little bit as far as his name.
I think he'd be a Blue Devil 1 year.
I can see something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Ain't no sense. Yeah, why go overseas? You don't need the money. Either that or just.
I think about money and skills. They have different skills over there. I think, and it's a maturity thing of being a professional early. If you see how many guys they draft from overseas, it's just a different skill and a different basketball game over there. That's all.
Okay, I can see that too. It's depending on what he want to, sharpen his steel at, If he want to go on overseas for a little while, leave his little girlfriend, get a new girlfriend, you know what I mean? All that. But
if you got a Pop's blueprint, you don't really got to smooth with it.
Bronny might not be moving like that. Like, I don't see how you did it. I'm out of here. This fun this week, but
you don't know if he moving like that. That's how you know he moving like that. You don't know how Bronny moving out here, but Pop's got the blueprint.
But yeah, I mean, I will say because I was skeptical on Bronny, but yeah, the more recent stuff I've seen from him, I'm like, all right, wait a minute, he's he's taking that next step.
Got the best resources in the world. That's the thing. Basketball is becoming an elitist sport. That's another take I got, dog. That's becoming an elitist sport.
Route. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at how and it's been evolving into that. These kids that just play basketball 2-4-7. It's no basketball season really. They on this team and they on this team, and they go to schools with
high school don't
15
even matter
guys
really.
Total. And
high school barely matters now when it comes to
basketball. It's never not basketball, and so you're right. When you have the resources to just pour into it all the time, and you got these tutors and all this stuff of that nature, all you do is worry about basketball. That's why we got some of the best shooting you've ever seen in your life.
That's why we talk about arts, man. No matter what they talk about in all these clips, Mike Farrell, they got the resources, bro. So
arts working. Yeah, I think it's the
same thing. Similar shit.
Yeah, I see arts. When the bullets get to flying. But I'm like, again, you say he's got
the resources to get bullets flying around the man's house.
That's right. Right. Got Aaron Donald down there.
Right, for real, man. Aaron Donald come off the damn edge and shit. Eli done called Justin Tuck and Michael Strahan to come help out.
Right. Got money like that.
Trying to simulate a real game experience.
Yeah. Right. Don't be afraid to hit him.
Right.
Peyton calling Reggie and Marvin to come run routes and shit.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. Like, subscribe, let everybody know where it's up. We got a big season on the horizon. If y'all in the Orlando area, pull up on us. We at the Kush House this Saturday, kicking it with 3 legends of the Big Three. Andre DeBose coming through, Ray Armstrong, and Dyron Dye. We're gonna talk some of that Sanford 3, man. A lot of shenanigans, whole lot of
We might need an intermission for that one, boy.
We definitely do a smoke break.
We never had 3 guys.
Pause. Yo.
So we got to see how that goes.
Shout out, fellas. Any shout out, fellas?
And shout out to Chris, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. Real dope story. You got, candid and real descriptive with everything that was asked, man. Especially, the injury situations, especially like the back surgery and stuff like that, man. That was real dope stuff. So shout out to Chris for coming on and pouring it out.
No doubt. Appreciate it. Shout outs to the commenters, man. Somebody said I ain't even gonna repeat that. That's terrible. But yeah, I picked the wrong timeline. But yeah, shout out to the guys hanging out in the comments, man. Even you, Lively, my boy Trey, Money Green, South Florida, all y'all, man. Walter Williams, appreciate y'all, man.
Shout out to man, Chris Carter, man. Chris Carter gonna pull up every YouTube and get the group chat in the comments in order, man. Tell everybody to like it, man. So shout out to Chris Carter in the comments, pulling up every episode. Shout out to everybody showing us love on the timeline. Retweet, share, let everybody know where it's at, man. It's the roll up, it's the vibes. Each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We also changing the format up a little bit for the season, but we'll educate y'all on that. Enjoy your Sunday, man. We out.